Hello and welcome everybody to Paddling Pool 356. I am Pat here with Moku, ready to watch this wonderful weekly tournament that we always have. And yeah, we're gonna get right in there with Please going against Sunstrike for the first game, Moku.
Indeed, and it's such a beautiful day for a tournament as well. And it had just been raining, so that's nice too. Get yourself some coffee, get your switches, and let's ready to rumble!
Yes, let's start with the game. We are starting, of course, with a best of three. If you're new to Paddling Pool, this is a double elimination tournament starting featuring all modes. And yeah, let's start with the game. On the side of these two teams, we see a lot of action. Both of these teams like speed, like to fight. Please, especially have a brush. I know you like a brush, Moku, so give it go.
We got Twink Brush on the Ink Brush, that's literally their name, over on the side of Please, as in please give me more Ink Brush. We've got Dynamo Roller in the street without a street pass. And that brush was trying to verify for street passes, but it didn't exactly. Well, actually, no, you got a trade. Went great, but we've got map control for Please.
Yeah, both teams trying to get some control around him before grabbing the Rainmaker, and right now, Please was able to get some space, but not enough. They're forced to wait a little bit more as Sunstrike is still around, but the Rainmaker is grabbed, and it looks like Please are going to try to go in. They have the brush in position that's forced to dance because of the strikes, but Sunstrike able to push Please away, but it's not working. Please is getting the splats, and they're gaining ground, Moku.
Indeed they are. Sunstrike had Please on the back foot thanks to all the range from Dynamo Roar and from their leader and GG strikes. But thankfully, Please was able to get the first checkpoint of the game as a Kraken comes out on the side of Sunstrike.
And they re-grab the Rainmaker and don't stop the attack right there. 2 down, 3 down onto Sunstrike. B just jumping to the side, gets to the checkpoint already. 3 points remaining. Sunstrike are still alive, but they just took a huge blow.
Indeed they did. That is a major lead with Twink Brush already putting in the work, being a rat, with the stamp coming out, getting a pick, and getting another one. Are we gonna get another one? No, we're not. But hey, they have to do a lot more now. Eater out here avoiding the whales.
Yeah, and Sunstrike right now re-grabbing the Rainmaker. They want to push it. Amano, they can't really wait for Please to respawn, and they're using that range that the Rainmaker provides to really allow themselves to create some space around, to paint around. And it's working pretty well with the Rainmaker at hand. They're able to win their fights, Moku.
Indeed, and we've got Sunstrike trying to get some map control here and at least try to get a point or two on the board here. GG Strike's coming out, making the way for Bloom to get through if they can avoid Pencil.
Yeah, and I mean, this is why you want your backliner, your charger, to grab the Rainmaker, because they're familiar with the charging mechanics. They know how to play off the Rainmaker better than other players, I find. And yeah, you see that in action. Sunstrike was able to really bring the Rainmaker back into mid, and right now, they have the numbers advantage. They're probably gonna get the repop and a lot of momentum now.
And that's something I never thought about, was letting Rainmaker get taken by the Charger on the team. As we see Twink Brush over here getting some street passes from the Dynamo Roar, getting that trade. That was huge. Dynamo Roars are the comedy zone right now. That makes sense.
Right now, Sunstrike's kind of forced to wait for the team to come back so that they can keep pushing with the Rainmaker. The Crab Tank activated by B will force Sunstrike to wait some more. Sunstrike has been waiting for an opportunity that hasn't come, and right there the brush coming in, punishing the Rainmaker. You can't wait too long with that Rainmaker. The more you wait, the more your opponents gets back in the game. Right now, Please is getting splat after splat.
Please is putting in the work to keep their lead up with about a minute left in the game. All they have to do is stall it out if they so choose.
I mean, 1 minute left. Sunstrike, they haven't managed to get past mid with that Rainmaker yet. They really need to find the splats, and it looks like they're able to get a lot right here. It's only Finn with the pencil getting the jumps back in for the team as the Rainmaker is getting reset. Sunstrike, they're getting space, they're getting forward, they're getting points now, but it's very late. Can they get the comeback?
It looks like they can with about 25 seconds left here, getting a checkpoint for themselves this late in the game. There's always enough time for a reverse sweep here, but it seems as though Please has the control.
Yeah, he's able to repop the Rainmaker. They're not grabbing it, they're just fainting around. Okay, they're grabbing it now and ready to punish.
Taking a swim. It happened.
Yeah. The Rainmaker was splatted, but with that loss of the Dynamo, that's less tactical. That's going to be very, very rough. The Crab Tank to defend right there. Nobody's even grabbing the Rain. Please is going to get game number 1.
GG's both teams so far. That was a really good play for both teams. And this really proves that Sunstrike, they could have made that comeback, but those killer whales were able to make teammates move. What do you think?
I think, here's the thing, Sunstrike playing with a Dynamo and an Eliter, they have the tools to hold ground, whereas Please, between the brush, the shooters, all of their weapons are made to enable speed or to get forward in their enemy's face. Right there, Sunstrike were not able to really punish Please from moving in, which was supposed to be the plan. Like, both teams, Please wanted to go forward, Sunstrike wanted to stop them, Please was able to make it work. And at the end of the game, when it was Sunstrike's turn to move forward, well, a Dynamo and Elite, they're good at defending, but when it's time to push, they need to take more risks that they're not necessarily the best weapons suited to take. And right there, we see Please able to simply activate a Crab Tank, and thanks to that Crab and the rest of their specials, simply hold the line for the last 30 seconds and get the victory.
Indeed. It does really prove as well that Please has plenty of defense, but Sunstrike, if they can push in together, then they can turn this around in tower control and make them work. That's what I think.
Yeah, and Makomart is, I think, a good map for Sunstrike, because this is a map where the Dynamo can take control of a stack by itself. If you swing the Dynamo from the stack from under the stack, you're controlling that stack. Everybody's forced to move away and cower in fear with the sheer power of the weapon. Sunstrike, I mean, and on this map, if you're able to control the strikes, the stacks, you're able to control the pace of the game. You're able to control all of the space, and I guess this is the opportunity for Sunstrike to get some control, to get the positions they want to get, Moku.
Exactly. Control the top. You control the stacks. You control the map. That's what I've always been saying, and I'm glad you see it the same way. That's why it's so important to get your Splatlings up there and your Chargers up there, right?
Yeah, it's very much like you want your backlines to take these positions, but you want to take these positions and make that happen. Now, Please also have a good reason to want to be here. They picked this map. This is a map that they think they can play well on, and given the fact that they like to run forward, they like to go into every fight with their comp, I wouldn't be surprised to see Please flank every single time, go all around and try to be rats all around that map. It's going to be a game of whack-a-mole for Sunstrike if they want to establish themselves and take control of the tower.
Whack-a-mole is actually a good way to put it, especially if you're keeping Brush on your team.
Yeah, I mean, I expect the brush to come back, Moko. Like, this is a map where rats are usually happy, and brush is the rat weapon. Yep, here comes no change. Ooh.
We've got a splatter shot. We got a T-Tech over there. Okay.
Yeah, that T-Tech is coming back. The big change is the Zekofin Charger. That's double, tripling strikes for Sunstrike. Who, I mean, they have strike in their name, so might as well bring more strikes.
Indeed. It seems to just be... Well, what's the phrase I'm looking for? Not evenly matched, but they're both fighting in mid, and now somebody's taking tower.
Ooh. Yeah, tower is taking a lot of splats coming. Sunstrike this side able to punish the aggro from Please. That's what they want to do. They're going to bring a tower to the first checkpoint. They have a splash behind them, though. That could be dangerous if that splash is able to only get a trade, though. The checkpoint is broken by Sunstrike, but now here comes the answer by Please, who get the wipe out.
That was a great wipeout, and I want to point out the movement on the ink brush down there. That's some good ink brush tech. If you don't have a rat brush, there's always a rat splash, as I think we're going to see a lead switch for Please here.
Yeah, checkpoint is broken, and there's a lot of momentum for Please right there, but Sunstrike is able to at least deny the tower, set themselves here. The T-Tech doing a great job with these strikes of making sure everything is delayed. The brush is still to the side, but the rest of Please is forced to push their way back in, but the brush is still here. They didn't address it, and you can't ignore the brush for too long, Moku.
No, you really can't, and this is a really great flank for Ink Brush. This is huge. If you distract them, getting 2, getting that aura. 3! Are we gonna go for a 4th? Are we getting a 4th? No, it's okay. You did great.
Yeah, and that's Please right now. Now that they have the lead, they know that all they need to do is fight around me, maintain the chaos that they like to thrive on. And look at that, nobody's taking the tower. They don't need to. They have 2 down, they just touch it to get some special points, but it's on Sunstrike to get control, to get forward, and to get punished.
Indeed, and I just want to point out, that was some good movement for 52 Gal, getting another one on Eater, which is going to get flanked, and we're going for not a trade, but it was a valiant effort, and Please is still in the lead.
Yep, that's pretty rough for Sunstrike. They need to win these fights. Trades are not enough if you want to push forward. And look at that, Please. They're simply painting, they're simply making sure that the fight stays into mid. They know they don't need to pay attention to the tower right now. It's on Sunstrike to move, and Sunstrike is doing exactly that. They are pushing, they are getting the fights, and they're trying to take control. The Charger is not yet on the stack though, and they get punished. Please, once again, another flank, another splat.
With all this defense, Sunstrike will have to mount something together if they want to take the lead back, but it's still early enough in the game to do that. We're hoping that, well, not hoping, but I can see Please ending up being a little bit confident, and it happens, but they don't seem to be slacking right now. They are getting that map control for Sunstrike.
Please are doing the job. They're working very hard, and they're making it work. They're back on the tower in that last minute, Naku. As they want to keep more special points, they want to keep more momentum and force Sunstrike to be more and more desperate. But Sunstrike are still able to win a few fights, and it's certainly not over with 1 minute left and 2 down onto Please. Sunstrike, all they need is one good push.
Finn's out here. I'm loving the pencil position here, getting Corona here. And I want to say 52 Gal had some ratch movement earlier. We're getting some map control for Sunstrike as they take the tower once again, but I don't think anybody's on it now. Ooh. I saw that brush.
That Brush doing still being a rat all around. Sunstrike able to get on the tower, but they have 20 seconds to push. They can't make a mistake now. They need to pay attention to every single side and push the tower. The lead is not that big. Can they get the splats? Can they stay on tower? They need to get there, but they lost a few too many players. The strikes are being thrown to deny the tower. That's a 2-0 for Please, who are going to advance. Sunstrike is going to go down onto the lower bracket.
GG is both teams, and even if you get into the lower brackets, it's a long way, but you can make it the grand finals still. Your journey is not over. What did you think about this whole set? I think they were both evenly matched.
I mean, they were not that evenly matched. Please was able to win both games. The first game, they had control for so long of it. And that second game, even like once they had the lead, they were able to deny. And if you're able to stop your opponent from getting a comeback every single time, it means you only need to push once. And that's what Please was able to do. A beautiful game by them. But as you said, Sunstrike, they were close. They were able to fight them. They were able to take positions. It's just when it was time to push the execution, there was always something going wrong. And I mean, with a bit of adjustment, with a bit more attention, they could be able to shut down a team like Please. But for now, they go onto the lower bracket as Please moves forward.
I was gonna say, the only reason why I thought that they were equal was just because it was a huge tug of war between them. They get map control, then another team gets map control, and it seemed like both teams had an equal shot at winning. Mm-hmm. And I think what might have happened was just GG strikes at the end from Please. Mm-hmm. And their Brush being a rat, which does help. A fellow Brush rat here, you get my official rat seal of approval.
Yeah. Well, that's going to be it for round 1. We're going to take a short break and we'll be back with round number 2.
I won't steal your cheese. Maybe. Welcome back to Paddling Pool 356. I'm joined here by the lovely Pat here, and we're
Hey,
gonna get in, and we're gonna see what versus Dowser Comp gives us. And Pat, how are you feeling about this? Do you know anybody on the team?
I know some of his names, yeah. I mean, we have some of the regular offenders that we see at so many tournaments. What I'm really eager to see is I haven't seen anybody play Dowser since the patch, so I don't know how the weapon plays now, and I can't wait to see how people make it work if there's any good to it. What do you think?
Hmm. Dowser's Comp. I've never really seen. Now, I'm sure they exist. Just building off of what you were saying,
Mm-hmm.
I can work with just about every comp, so I don't really think about how you would build a comp around Dowser Dualies. Dowser Dualies
Mm-hmm.
do function differently from the others. Every
Yeah.
single pair of Dualies is unique, but
Mm-hmm.
I don't exactly know what would be like the perfect TM weapon would be.
Well, we're about to
But
find out. Can't wait to see.
we've got a roller, we've got mini, we got pencil.
Mm-hmm. And on
All
the other
right.
side, ooh,
Yep.
the
This
Dowsers
seems like a
are the.
well-rounded comp on. Sorry,
Mm-hmm.
you go.
Yeah,
You go.
well, I,
Sorry.
I really like that they pair the Dowsers with Umbrella and a Stamper. I think that's giving them a lot of mid-range capabilities to fight. Now, they'll have to pay attention to the Carbon Roller, of course. Carbon is always a one-hit instant splat, and I mean, her opening very, very
Whoa.
strongly, forcing the last player to jump away. That's going to be control for them.
I saw 3 people go down on the side of Dowser Comp as we see Team take the lead. Dowser Comp seems to be cooking something though. We got Zipcaster here getting slam dunked by
Yeah.
the roller. Oh wow.
I've heard from a few Stamper players that they felt the weapon was getting a bit weaker with the patch because people were able to punish them more easily. And yeah, the weapon is getting harder. It was already very hard to make it work. I think it's still a very strong weapon, but of course, right now, I'm control forcing Dowser to use their special, and it looks like Dowser are finally able to get the momentum, get their positions. And I think like as long as Dowsers are able to work together, they have weapons that want to play as a team. They can do a lot of damage.
You can, and we see Dowser Comp with no penalty points and pushing into their base, wanting to set up the camping site here, but getting pushed out by the crab now. They're gonna have to make a push if they
Yep.
want to apply penalty points to Dowser Comp.
Yeah, Dowser's comp able to maintain their presence around the zone. The hammer is punished. There is nobody to paint, and Dowser still ahead of the zone, punishing people as they are going in. The crab tank is activated. That crab needs to paint right now if they want to deny the lead, Moku.
Indeed, that crab tank was so close to getting the zone here, but their teammates were being pushed back by Dowser Comp. We see Heavy Edit, which is actually most likely the teammate that is giving them the most issues. You got long range, and it can combat the mini pretty well, but I see that the game has ended in their favor. I was about to say that I've tried mini myself once and took out a few heavies. That was kind of funny when it happened. I can pocket mini, but
Yeah, I mean, right there, we really saw her opening strong, get the first splats, get ahead of the zone. But once Dowser comps were really able to play their game, to position well with respect to each other, they were able to do a lot. And when you have Dowsers and Umbrella on the team, that's what you need to do. That's what you want to do. You want to always have someone in the right position to prepare the fight and survive it, as the rest of the team will be able to finish the fight for you. Great coordination by Dowsers, who are able to get game number 1.
indeed, they were able to move like a single unit. Do you have any idea what Ella could have done differently?
I think they have a classic comp where they want to get into these fights, they want to fight. They need to do that harder, they need to do that faster. They can't let Dowsers get coordinated, and for that he needs to get splats. They need to make sure that Dowser doesn't have the time to play off of each other, and to that it's either they paint more so that the carbon can go faster and splat before people are in position, or they wait a little bit, use their specials to disrupt, and then use that disruption to create the splats. But as is, on a well-ordered battle where both teams are in their positions, Dowser's comp is going to have a bit of an edge thanks to their weapons right now.
Indeed. So this map and mode, Blitz on Scorch. I have thoughts about it. I want to see how they do on it, how both teams do on it. But going back to what you were saying on making sure there's proper positioning and focusing on splats, I think you're completely right on that. If I was in that battle, now granted I'm a brush, I would try to focus more on splats. Here's my little technique: special, sub, special combo. When you do your special, your ink tank refills. If we got a bomb, do that.
That's always a good move right there. Both teams kind of sticking to their guns and wanting to go in. One thing to note, this map allows a lot of respawns, allows a lot of chaos thanks to the great route, which allows you to get onto the opponent's platform. So there's more opportunities, I think, for to create chaos, to create fights that Dowsers doesn't control, which is what they want to exploit.
We see TK up on top mid, getting knocked out pretty early up there. I was just about to say, anybody who gets up there can really turn the tide of this match. But we're seeing some good clam economy.
Yeah, and Namika getting a triple right here. Huge moves by Namika on the carbon. Getting also a super clam and activating bazooka. Everything being thrown forward. That's a lot of space for her, but there's a count. Able to get back and defend in time, not defend enough to deny the points on the basket though.
I found it interesting how Namika had the slam but didn't throw it when they had the time to, but that's neither here nor there. There's always more opportunities to do that. We got strikes coming out. Dowser comp, look at that map control. The map is blue.
Yeah, that's a lot of blue right there, and a bunch of clams in Dowser's comps pockets as they are trying to push in, as they are trying to get some space, but they're kind of forced to wait as well. The Zipcaster and the flank, thanks to the Greats, is being thrown, and the Brella getting one clam, getting two super clams in. That's the lead.
This Brella was taking on a 3v1 and nearly won it, and I'd have to say that they came out pretty good, managing to get two clams in there. Had that Brella not had been a Brella, then they wouldn't have gotten the second clam in. But we've already got more clashing out here as we see us trying to take some space, but not really getting it, as Zenio Cakes is putting in the work, but we're gonna have to play patiently.
Yeah, right now they need to mount another push, they need to get more splats, but Dowser's comp, they are in their positions, they are ready for these fights, and they're able to get the splat on the Julies. That's going to allow more attack from Dowser's comp. They have another super clam, and they reopen that basket, Moku.
Indeed, but not getting any more points from that clam. They'll have to throw in individual clams if they want more points. And Team will have to show off their defenses, which they're doing very well. And the clam basket goes back down, giving them not a penalty point, but a pity clam.
That's a free pity clam to R. And given the fact that Dowser's comps did not extend their lead, I'm not sure that push was so well advised for them right now. Have a lot of clams, but can they get onto the basket? The Zuka is going to get two splats. The jumps are going in, but these jumps are pretty much camped. As R is reopening the basket, can they get the lead? Yeah, with that Super Clam,
Yeah,
they
they can.
take control.
Indeed, that was a very, very clutch play. We got one more
Ooh!
jump in here. 20 more for the board. Excellent work.
That's the free
Knew
Super
they were
Clam
scheming
that
something.
Dowser's Camp gave them, and right now have a big lead, and it's on Dowser's Camp to get a monster push now.
I knew they were cooking something. I just knew that they had to play patiently. And let's see if they can keep up the momentum.
Ooh! Well, they just lost 2 players on the side of Dowsers. Are able to get their defense going, but the attack from Dowsers is still going. Last minute, and they reopen that basket. They have clams ready to be thrown. 41 is a lot, but they need a bit more. 4 more clams would give them the lead, but right now they need to get at the basket. Can they get it? 1 more clam is all they need, and they get it. Lead for Daz's Camp, forced to mount another push with 30 seconds left in the game, Moku.
And Sencon has some good positioning with his pencil. We got Crab coming out. We've got Flame Motion going down here. They just have to do 1 more push. We're getting the wipeout. That's huge. If they can get over there in time.
There are so many clams around as well. He's going to get the lead back. 8 points remaining, but Dowser's Camp are at least able to get the splats to deny the KO. Now they're going to need to push in overtime. It is do or die. Their Stamper already down. All hands on deck to defend right there. The strikes to allow Dowser's Camp to move forward. Can they get the basket open? They don't have much time left.
Ooh. They're scheming. They're scheming.
Oh!
No way!
So
no
close.
way!
So close. And with these 2 Super Clams, they were so close to coming back, but only 15 seconds for overtime. It was close.
That's the frame. They just needed an extra frame for that basket, and they would have kept overtime going.
Yeah.
That's just a Splatoon moment.
Yeah, it takes 1 second for the Super Clam to break the basket. That's a very long second, and sometimes you pay for it. That's what happens. But yeah, both of these teams still in line. We are going to the tiebreaker. That's going to be Tower Control on Ink Blot Art Academy, Moku.
Ink Blot Art Academy with the tower. That's a pretty good map and mode. Just gotta keep your enemy team out of the bats. That's where your base is. That's where your flanks are. If that makes sense.
Yeah, you want to pay attention, but yeah, I mean, yeah, with 2 Super Clams, I think they had the lead back just with these 2 Super Clams, but even they had the Clams next to that was just 1 second deciding the game right there. Dowser's Camp and are still in the fight. Final game to decide who moves forward. On the next, I mean, these 2 teams are pretty evenly matched. We're going to decide it all on 1 single game. Going on to Tower Control, which is kind of between clams and zones in terms of dynamic. You have more of an accent on control like you do on zone, but you also want to run forward into enemy territory. Like you kind of have both. So we'll see how it goes and who is able to take control and move forward.
Indeed, and with this map mode, I don't exactly recommend rushing into the base before you're ready. You could say that about other maps and modes, but then again, I'm the only weapon class that can just kind of rush in there like that, but, you know, I guess if you want to take them by surprise, sure, but it's not the most recommended. At least not early on.
Yeah, right
Any
now.
changes?
Yeah, Dazzler's comp no longer with the Zipcaster Stamper, instead they have the Booyah Bomb. As on the other side, there's Umbrella that's being brought by they fab the Umbrella with Umbrella of their own.
Indeed they have. And Umbrella is really good. Oh, we got Inkjet. This one's got Inkjet. I forgot about that.
Yes, that's
Gigi Strike's coming out, but... Oh, you go, sorry.
I mean, having us switching to the Inkjet right here is pretty interesting, especially for tower control, being able to deny a position to go through and go attack the opponent as they are defending can be very, very useful. Right now, both teams getting splat off of each other. It looks like Dazzler comps are able to get to the checkpoint, but are pushed away right after. They're not even able to go through that checkpoint. Both of these teams entering blow for blow, Moku.
They are going blow for blow here. Inkjet coming back out. Has the map control, but Dazzler comp, I think they're scheming something.
Yep. Well, they're not scheming well enough. Is taking control not only of the checkpoint, they're the second one with 2 players up the bats. That's where you want to be if you want to push forward right there. The Dazzler's comp able to get the splats, but that's 33 points remaining for a beautiful push by them. Now it's on Dazzler's comp to answer.
And they were once going through their individual battles, but worked together enough to get themselves out of lockout, and now they're in the middle of the battlefield. But we're seeing a roller flank getting shut down right now.
Yeah.
Roller flank, Rella battle? Rella battle?
Yeah, Rella battle right there. Both Brellas fighting, but Brellas don't like to fight alone. Dazzler's comp able to support their Brella and assist in the fight, force the jump out. That's going to be a lot of splat in favor of the Dazzlers right there. They're going to move in, get control off top as they're breaking through the checkpoint.
Indeed, and they're going to take the lead if can't find a way to get through. But it seems like their GG specials are coming out now in spades, giving them area denial to let them get more points on the board as they just pass the next checkpoint and lose a lead.
And right there, Dazzler's comp able to take the lead, able to get to the third and final checkpoint, but they get stopped. TK, the last squid for Dazzler's comp, is going to move back, save their Booyah Bomb for later. Leads another comeback, and I mean, it's not that much of a surprise, Moku. These two teams have been neck and neck, they've been back and forth, they've forced each other to answer every single step of the way.
They absolutely have. They are equally matched with each other. It's just a matter of endurance and who can work together the best here. And if you told me that if they had a history together of scrimming together against, all that, like a battle history, I would believe you. Because these two teams give me the vibes of they know how each other fight. Like, they know how the other fights, Does that feel like that? Or
well,
like that
maybe. I feel like are able to answer well, and look at that, they're back forward. They need to go up though if they want to push the tower besides the platform, and look at that, Dazzler's come very, very solid in their defense right there, able to really shut any push forward down. Needs to get the space, but the jetpack is not going to work, and Dazzler's comp are simply holding the line right here.
Holding the line they are right now. And with those GG strikes coming out, I always call them GG strikes because you can deny area, and that's important. We got cakes going through here, getting into the bats, but getting shut down. I feel like I'm being listened to. Because I was saying, don't let your enemy... Oh, Brella Battle.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's 3 down. I guess with that splat on the carbon, that's game and set for Dazzler's comp 2-1. It was close, but at the end, only one team can move forward onto the upper bracket.
GG's both teams. That was excellent to see. I really loved how both teams fought this whole time. Everybody fought their hearts out. Edge of my seat kind of intensity. And you get to move on.
Yep. And yeah, that's close, but at the end, that's Dows's Comp getting the victory, getting forward. Beautiful game that both of these teams have given us. And yeah, that's round number 2. I guess Brella is a weapon to look out for, because players like to bring it now.
Sorry, I just have so much to think about here. Where do I even start? Like, if you had to break down this whole thing, if you had to boil it down to, like, what could have done differently in the end?
In the end, it really felt like was missing a few tools to force Dows's Comp to let them go up, to let them go above the platform. And you need to be able to go ahead of the tower if you want to push it, especially on this map. You need to do that. And right there, yeah, I don't think it's about comps. I don't think it's about playstyle. It's just like the positions were taken by Dows's Comp, and didn't really find the answer to force them out of here, which means they got this game, and that's how it goes sometimes. We'll see more of both of these teams in the tournament. It's certainly not over. We're gonna take a short break, and we'll be back with round number 3.
Alright, the mics are not hot. We're gonna dig into these.
And we are back! The mics are hot, Moku. We are already back right away. Getting into round number 3. Who are waiting for us? It's going to be Blanks going against France to our first best of 5 of the tournament, Moku.
Blank Z is back here against France, and I know I always do this, but Pat, I gotta tell you,
yeah,
there is a heavy edit main. There's an anchor on Blank Z's team.
Yeah,
I'm low-key a fan of them. You're gonna see why.
Hey, Blanks is a team that it's easy to be a fan of them. They bring us a show. They're always fun to watch. Don't underestimate France, though. They are quite a good French team that can also be very impressive. So yeah, pay attention to both of these teams. You're going to have a great set.
I think we are in for a great set. I can't wait to see what France brings to the table. I'll keep an open mind going forward here for France. I mean, I keep an open mind all the time, and there's Hamna down there. Hamna on the heavy edit. What we got over here? We got Pencil. Wait, that's Nom Nom from ZipCat on France.
Yep.
My goat. We got a lot of goats here in the set right now. So let's see what we're gonna do.
Yeah,
We've already
right
made
there.
a beeline.
We're starting with splat zones to see who gets the control right now. France able to set themselves up and activate the crab tank. The bubbler gets shredded, but it's allowing Blanks to keep the fight on 2 versus 2 right now. Who will be able to stay on top? It looks like France is able to get the extra splat, but the rest of Blanks is already respawning, and we're going to get more fight, Moku.
They've got Blanksy on the back foot here. And Nom Nom, where are you at? Okay, that's not Nom Nom down there. But I like the Pencil just defending. And we got Splashdown. We've got already 40 ticks down already. Yushi forever out here trying. I mean, sorry, there's a lot going on.
Yeah, France not wasting a second, only a few ticks remaining, and they keep the splats going next to the zone. 2 down onto Blanks. Blanks needs to run at the zone right there. The bubble is deployed, but they get splatted. It's a wipeout. That's a very quick KO by France right here.
Indeed it was. That was the fastest wipeout I've ever seen against Blank Z. Blank Z getting walloped out here, but it's still early in the set, though. I think Blank Z is gonna start cooking. Like, I know they're always cooking, but like Blank Z, once they find the stove, once they get into the kitchen, but Fran seems to have the kitchen right now, so we'll see who has the battle for the stove.
Oops, hey, Moku, you can't underestimate the French cooking. That's
no,
all I
really can't. You can't underestimate anybody's cooking. I mean, it all smells good in here. It all smells amazing in here.
That was a strong opening, but as you said, you can never count Blanks out. They have the tools to come back. They have the tools to fight. And yeah, they have the experience you need to know how to adapt and change your game to face an opponent of the caliber of France. Now, going on to tower control on Umami Runes, we're going to have a different dynamic. We're going to have different weapons, and we'll see what these two teams will do.
Indeed, we will, and I'm really looking forward to seeing that. Yeah, so Nom Nom is from Zipcat, an up-and-coming team.
Yeah.
They've been on break for a little while, but I think they're going to be back soon, maybe in a month or something. I don't know what their plans are. Oh, here we are, making a beeline for the tower.
Yeah, and right there, both teams around that first fight could decide a lot. I mean, we saw France won in game 1, and that gave them a lot of momentum. Now, can Blanks be able to deny they already lost the Tetras? But Tetras is there to get splatted. It's working well for Blanks right now. It's their turn to get the splat. It's their turn to get the ground, Moku.
Right, it is their turn. Blank Z has Franz on the back foot. Havna is in a very good position to defend their team, and cores are coming out, but we're seeing a charger up there. We're seeing Pencil trying to turn that, and as 2 go down for Blank Z, they still have the lead.
Yep, they get the lead. They broke 2 checkpoints in the first minute, which has to feel good after game number 1. They already are back in the game, back with momentum, back with the mental edge, and it's on France to mount a comeback now.
This is so true. France is already going ahead. We've got Crab, we've got Splashdown. There's a lot happening in this set for me to keep up with, but that's just how it is with this high-level gameplay. We've got some high-level gameplay in here, where every frame matters, and we've got Blank Z getting out of lockout. Tried the bottleneck Blank Z, but it didn't happen.
I mean, with these two teams, every fight is going to be important. Every fight could decide a huge push, and right there we see both teams paying attention, staying on top. Blanks right there. They're playing off of their control. They're painting around, making sure that France cannot get back into mid. If Blanks can keep control of top mid right here, they have such a big vantage point and such an advantage for the rest of the game. As Ben is going in with the blaster, trying to get control, is going to get a trade. As the rest of the team is pushing in with the bubbler on the tower, they're going to extend their lead.
It really helps that they had the size advantage, but now that goes to France as Multi jumps over here to the tower. Ooh. And we're seeing a little battle, and they win that battle, but getting picked off and punished by none other than Nom Nom on the Nautilus. Now, where's Honda? We need to have a Splatling battle.
Nom Nom activating the splashdown, but still splatted. Blanks in defensive mode right now, trying to deny the next push by France. France able to get a few splats though. Can they turn these splats into positions? They still have to break the second checkpoint, Moku, but with that bubbler, they should be able to stay there. Never mind, no bubbler, it's already shredded.
Somebody must have Object Shredder on the other team, but it seemed to me that Blank Z had Franz in a lockout before getting picked off here and there by their weapons. But we've got a defensive bubbler. Oh, that is one bubbler. But we've got Splashdown, which doesn't take out Yushi, but Nom Nom gets punished for it. And we've got a wipeout for Blank Z. It's huge.
Huge blanks getting more and more control. They have multi in position, ready to punish whoever would want to drop with that ring slider. Here it comes. How? Wait, you can hide behind that? That's huge right there. It's a wipeout though. Blanks are still moving in. They're going to get that third checkpoint.
They really are. And Blank Z. Whoa,
Ali.
battle? You gotta wipe out! You gotta wipe out!
All of Blanks is respawning, and thanks to that bubbler, they'll be able to land safely right there. That's Blanks answering a KO with a KO on their own.
Did I just see Hobna defeat Nom Nom and start aura farming at the end? Because that was an awesome Splatling battle. As short as it was, that was awesome. Both teams were awesome. And they still are. Because this match this set's still young. And that was a good fist bump.
Yeah. I mean, because it's battling pool, we have the good teams fighting the good fight, and right there, both France and Blanks now have shown us how good they can play, what they can do when they have their control, when they are comfortable right there. We saw France in game number 1 really surprise their opponents, control all of the flanks, and right there on this map, it was really Blanks taking control of the map on an open map, really being able to deny any way in for France and even punish it and get more and more control. Now going into game number 3, which is going to be a Rainmaker back on Scorch Gorge. We'll see how these two teams are able to do, but given the fact that it's a pretty open map, I feel like Blanks could be happy about that.
I was just gonna say, when you were talking about Blank Z getting comfortable,
yeah,
this map in particular, is one of Blank Z's greatest strengths. France has a pretty good advantage when it comes to power. They move as a unit, but if you can get Blank Z on a map where they're comfortable or they're in their element, good luck.
Yeah. The weapon I think is very good, especially on this map, is Tetras. Tetras work well. This is a good map for the Reef Slider, and I think especially with Rainmaker, Reef Slider can allow you to just run at it and shut it down instantly, which can save a lot of pushes right there. But it's France that put that on their list. France probably has a plan for Scorch Gorge Rainmaker. And I mean, we've seen both of these teams shred now. We've seen both of these teams absolutely dominate. So I think anything could happen as long as each team is able to recognize how the other team is dangerous and how to counter it.
Both teams are very dangerous indeed. We're seeing a splash come out. We're seeing not Clash Blaster, but we're seeing a blaster come out here for Nom Nom, switching off that Nautilus. What you gonna do with that blaster, Nom Nom? I want to see. We got two blasters. We got Heavy Edit. We've got Dark Tetradualies. Well-rounded comps coming out here.
The thing we need to talk about is that Vanilla 96 Gal, that has Vacuum for France, but I mean, we're not going to see a Vacuum yet. It's a wipeout for Blanks. The Rainmaker was flooded, but they're still going to get a lot of space, and with the hammer in front of the checkpoint as well, that's a free checkpoint for Blanks, who are now in position and still ready to score more with the pop on the Rainmaker. Oh!
These were good positions for Blink Z before getting wiped out. Moving as a unit here with Felician, taking the Rainmaker. Very good route, already painting for the Rainmaker carrier, and I believe they're going to take this checkpoint right now.
Yeah, that's a big checkpoint, especially since they got a lot of splats as well. They're going to activate Cooler, go forward, take the lead. Oh, the Rainmaker didn't have the time to get into Nom Nom's vacuum. That was so close. Oh, France didn't see the flank on the vac. They could have gotten so much more points off of that, but that's still a lead for them as Blanks right there is forced to bring the Rainmaker back into mid.
We've got Bomb out here and Clash, no, not Clash, but Blaster Battle.
Yep.
And they win. Benny gets taken out. Rainmaker, I wonder if they're just going to let it reset since it's in a very precarious spot right now down there in pit. But it seems like France has the map control. Yep, Rainmaker resets, and I think they're going to try to lock him out. What do you think?
Yeah, right there. I mean, France are grabbing the Rainmaker, but they don't have that much control, and the splats are going left and right. Benny going in with the blaster. He wants to get the punishes, but is not able to. France still in every fight as Bomb is going in with the splashdown to recreate the space.
That was a pretty good splashdown too. You do recreate the space, and you do end up getting somebody with it. But we've got Shark Cheese. Shark Cheese does not get put on the burger. They teleport out. That burger has no cheese on it.
Yeah, vacuum being deployed to keep the Rainmaker alive, but that's not gonna save that push. Blanks is able to simply get back control. They will grab the Rainmaker instantly. There's only 2 minutes left in the game. They cannot waste a second as they are back to the opponent platform, but not able to go through. Ooh.
I heard somebody collect aura as we get a wipeout here. Lucian taking back the space while they have the time to do so. Cooler coming out, and let's see if Betty can get that splashdown online. Multi-nice sharking, multi-nice.
Yeah, that's Multi just dancing around, trying to keep control of the platform. That's a nice plat, and that's 3 nice plats by France. Delayed wipe for them. They bomb that Rainmaker. They know they don't have much time. They need to make that push work. They're back in here, and they take the lead. 28 is now the score to beat.
Yep, that lead is pretty close now. They're going to have to come up with a miracle push with 1 minute remaining, and size disadvantage for Blank Z right now. Hamna is in a good position. We're going to see if they can help turn the tide of the battle. I believe in both teams, but I want to see what's going to happen. Nom Nom putting in the work. What do you think? Oh, wipeout again! Got another wipeout for him.
Right now, all Blanks needs to do is keep control, paint around, deny France from running in, and oh wait, they get more splats. Blanks wants more points, wants more splats. They bring the Rainmaker so far into enemy territory, and Obna simply trying to get away with murder. Is not going to keep the Rainmaker though. France is so far back, but they get one final push in overtime. And Yushi right there is sharking with a hammer. They need to find them. They need to find the sharks. Found one.
Those sharks. Yeah, you're right. Those sharks. Yep. Oh.
Patience.
See what happens here.
They got the patience. They don't know. They're not gonna throw a point into here. Yushi is invisible right there. They know. Yushi is so happy right there. Here comes the hammer.
Oh, wait, they get it?
Yeah, I mean the shark move.
I wanted to do a little bit. I was gonna say, here we have a shark in its natural habitat. Ink goes flying, but we're not seeing them move. Anybody else would have moved by now. Not this person. Not Yushi. And Yoshi gets it. Yoshi smacks him,
Mhm.
bonks him, and wins.
I mean, that's the thing with overtime. You only need to splat one opponent, and if they don't know where you are, you simply wait for the Rainmaker to make that mistakes to come near you. The Pointsesser were so close to that shark from Yushi. They went just right next to them, and then they painted next to them, but they didn't find them. And that's game. That's game number
was
3
lucky.
in favor of Blanks.
I was lucky and unlucky at the same time because that was the tiniest pool of ink known to man. Nobody would have known if anybody was in there. So that's why I didn't call them out. I'm over here like, if I call them out now, somebody's gonna say something.
I don't think players are watching stream, Moku.
I mean, you never know. You never know.
I feel like that'd be cheating anyways.
I mean, you never know. I mean, it is a public stream, and it's not exactly against the rules to stream snipe. I don't do that. I can't focus if I do that, but I'm just saying.
That's a bad idea most of the time because you couldn't hear your teammates go. We're screaming.
It's a terrible idea. I don't recommend it. I don't do that. But like, I'm just saying, there's at least one person out there crazy enough to do that. I swear to goodness, I'm gonna find that one person. A bowl of ramen says that there's one person that does that. Nom nom, what we got? We're back on the Nautilus and Hamna. We're still on heavy edit. I'm sure for both teams, honestly. So what we got here? We've got this mapping mode.
Yeah.
I have words.
Words like Museum d'Alfonsino, back for Clan Blitz, and both of these teams getting back to the comps that we were seeing earlier. It really was Rainmaker, where you play differently. Wait, Blanks already opening the basket in pretty much a side push. I mean, that's 20 points, but I feel like France is not that mad about giving the points right there. They're able to get on the basket, but wait. Basket stays open. 6 more points have been scored, and France not really able to get that more. Oh, well, no. France is super jumping.
Oh, they're scheming. They're scheming.
Yep.
They're scheming. They got 20 points on the board right now. I was going to say, Blake Z likes to scheme on this map too. I've seen it before. I was commentating with Acing the other time. They were scheming when they were at a disadvantage. So I'm looking out for Blank Z and for France because France, they're sharing the same brain cell right now. But what we got? We got map control for France and oh, they're scheming. Look at that. Somebody jumped in.
Lots of fights around right now. Blank's able to paint a lot of mid and prepare a lot of clams. That's super clams ready from Yoshi on the junior. As France is respawning thanks to the crab, they'll be able to retake control over mid. Now their pencil is on top mid, activating cooler. I guess France wants to fight forward.
They really are fighting forward, and I was under the impression that Blank Z might be way this They're scheming. I knew they would do it. They did it again. They did it again. They did it again. They're doing the thing, Pat. They're doing the thing. They're always scheming on this map. Didn't I tell y'all? Twitch chat, didn't I tell y'all? They're scheming. Didn't I tell you, Pat? Look at this. Let's see how
they are.
Nom Nom has a ball. Drops the ball. But France has enough time, 2 minutes and 48 seconds, to scheme on their own. Blank Z's at the oven, what are y'all gonna do about it?
You know, these are the moves, like Moku, these are the moves that are often, people will often tell you, oh, that only works in solo queue. The second you're going against a coordinated team, it's not gonna work as well. Yeah, well, if you have a coordinated team, you can make it work pretty well, and right now, Blanks, they are in the lead thanks to these sneaky super jumps, and I mean, if it ain't broken, don't fix it. They keep doing it.
The question is, how will France fight this cooking? How will they get them away from the stove? Are they able to? Are they able to get them away from the stove? Blank Z.
Whoa. 14 points remaining, and France. France are what? Just more clams are
Oh
coming in. Blanks are completely in France's head, and France are struggling to defend, are struggling to take control right now. France are used to look forward, but now they need to look over their shoulder constantly.
they really do have to. There's nobody guarding base right now, Pat. There's always okay. So non-mom is our farming. We
Oh,
have an open clam basket, so we don't have to be too
oh,
guarded. Oh, never mind, going down the Hobna. Then Ali
yeah.
tried to scam but didn't get too far.
Uh,
Yushi is helping them with control. Oh no, Pat, they're gonna have to find a way to get out of any kind of lockout and try to find a way back to the oven. Back to the stove.
I
Their
mean,
soup's not burning, but it's not
yeah.
done yet.
Blanks are making their own luck right there. It looks like every single time Blanks gets the lucky way in the super jump, and France cannot get that. And it's Blanks has control over chaos right now. They know where to press, and Multi is there once again. That's two super clams being thrown to the basket, and that's
Whoa!
Blanks
That's
sealing
it!
the deal.
That's it! That's a game for Blank Z. GG's
Yep.
both teams. I knew it. I knew that this was gonna be a thing. This map and mode is their natural habitat. This was guerrilla warfare at this point because this was home advantage. This was just home advantage. So when you were talking about how some people will say some strategies won't work in high level unless you have coordination,
Yeah.
kind of reminds me of that meme where, or kind of that thing that happens where teachers will tell you in elementary school, "Oh, this won't fly in middle school," and then it's like, "This won't fly in high school." Then it's like, then it won't fly in college. But then you get to college, and your college professor is like, "You want some peanut butter M&Ms?" And I'm gonna be out next week. I don't care what you do in class, just don't do some BS. Also, the syllabus is on 3 different websites. Have fun.
Yeah, I mean, it's really a matter of right there, Blanks. They know teams of competitive teams don't necessarily practice against that kind of strategy. They know that competitive teams, especially at this level, they practice to have a coordination, have map control, and these things are incredibly important. Blanks knows how to play that way as well, but they know, oh, our opponents, they're not ready for a Tetrajulies that's constantly running forward and getting right there. And not only that, Blanks, each time they got the super jumps, they had the clams to go with it. We saw 2 super clams being thrown at the basket with these super jumps several times. That's how you want to make it work. If you have that coordination, you can make these super jumps move so much more effective than just what you do in solo queue. And honestly, if you have a team and you have the tools to do that, go for it. It's going to get you places.
It really is. You can do a lot with a coordinated team, just like you were saying.
Mm-hmm.
Like, with my team, I can do a whole lot of brush shenanigans that probably wouldn't fly with any other team. Not because other teams don't work like that, but more like when you have that chemistry,
Mm-hmm.
you can let each other do what you need to do. Like,
Yeah.
I have a clip somewhere. Anybody I've battled in that match, GG's, but this is referencing like a past match where
Yep.
there was a sloshing machine and a charger. Basket was up, but I had the clam. I was juking them. I forced them to use Booyah Bomb on me and they missed. And the tap
Oh.
shots missed. I was point blank and they couldn't get me until I finally dunked in the clam right when a basket came in. I
Yeah.
had to do something to stall it out. But brush shenanigans, you know? Any other team, I wouldn't have been able to do that.
Yeah. Well, we're going to watch a few teams against which you probably can't do that because we're about to watch upper semifinals of Paddling Pool right after this very short break. Teams are already getting in the lobby, so it's not actually teams are ready. I think we're not gonna go to a break. We're going on. This Paddling Pool is moving like crazy, Moku. And yeah, it's going to be Toman against Uprising plus 2 noobs. And
I gotta see what the noobs are. And we're going against.
they're not noobs. They're very much not noobs.
What happened to No, Please got knocked out. Wait, are they still in the tournament? Let me see where they are. No, they got knocked out. 07 for their brush.
So I just checked to be sure, but I knew that was the case. The 2 noobs on Uprising are for Squidding Goods. So we have very much a 2 of top French teams merging for this tournament. On the other side, Toman, they're German monsters. So we have like a French versus Germany face-off with a bit of Switzerland, of course, coming from Phoenix.
And this is Seed 2 versus Seed 3, so we're in for some battling here on Clan Blitz on Scorch. Back to Scorch, back to the desert, back to Clan Blitz. Pretty good stuff. We gonna see any rushes here?
We could. Anything's possible. I don't think any of these players really mains brush, but I mean, there's a lot of adaptive players, so we'll see how it goes right there. Let's get in the game of Clan Blitz to open up. Both of these teams selected this. Of course, one thing to note is Anger bringing the tent to help Noctis on the side of Tony.
Oh, and that's Gaku and ChatGPT. Okay. So we got the AI Uprising. We've got both of them making a beeline for mid. Whoever controls mid controls the map, especially from the pillar here. Clam economy's looking pretty good. It looks better than ours.
Ooh,
what we got here? The 10 umbrella. Okay, good. Ooh. Running somebody over.
Yeah. Uprising and 2 noobs able to take control of the map. That's a lot of purple, but they need to grab the clams. Look, they're next to the basket, but they didn't grab enough clams to make a ball. That's going to let Toman get back onto the map. And right there, they're back in here with more presence. And Uprising is back to having to repaint. As Toman now, they have a super clam ready. They're waiting for the way in.
Indeed they are, and they're already pushing in here. We've lost a clam, but that's all right. Ooh. We have so Uprising plus 2 noobs has their size advantage right now, which is huge for them. I'm just gonna call them Uprising. Just leave it to me to call it by their full government name.
Yeah, Uprising were able to get a few splats on the opponent's super clam, which allowed them to retake a lot of space. And look at that, they're back in control of the map. They have the 8 clams. That's going to let them make a ball, which they were missing the last time. Now, the big question is, can they paint ahead? All of Toman is in position to defend, but Toman just lost a few players. Ooh.
They did, with size advantage for Uprising. Now they have enough room to start scheming and cooking. They're in the kitchen right now. That ramen smells pretty good, Pat. They got a ball, and we got Kraken over here. Nice diversion, but Kraken, what we doing? What we doing, Kraken?
Yeah,
there we go.
Kraken alone is a dead Kraken right there. Uprising only managing to get 20 points. That's not what they wanted right here. You want to follow through on your pushes. And now Toman are the ones pushing on to the basket. They have Bazooka ready. Bazooka in the right position with the boggler to establish the position. Toman is getting a lot of clams in.
They really are. They've already taken the lead as well, Pat. And we've got Hammer coming out. That's a good hammer. We're gonna throw it, not get anybody. That's fine. We're getting the map control on Uprising. Land economy's looking amazing, by the way. Tenebrella, he is ready to defend. That's a nice Tenebrella. I don't know enough about Tenebrella. I'd never main it. I just know that I can't fight them with a brush.
They're hard to fight. They're a weapon. There's this kind of weapon where you need to learn specifically how to fight against it and how to play with it as well. Which makes the weapon very hard to master because you can be very dependent on your teammates. But Anger knows how to adapt to any kind of teammate and can play very, very well right there. Both teams still fighting for the presence on the basket, but Uprising is going to reopen it. They lose too many players, and once again, it's a one clam push for Uprising. You can't do that, not at this level.
Indeed, you really can't here, but I guess if you've got a coordinated team, you can do anything you want and still get some good results.
Ooh.
Gecko out here taking out Rio. And I want to say, Uprising strategy earlier, they did create a good diversion to get some points on the board, but Toman has a huge lead with ChatGPT aura farming out here. I didn't think I'd ever say that, but here we are. The AI uprising is upon us.
Well, Toman getting a commanding game number 1. I mean, we saw Uprising be able to get into fights, to get control, to get paint around, but when it was time to get under the basket, their pushes were way too short-lived. They were not able to maintain the presence, and I mean, Uprising, they have tools to fight. They kind of lack a backline or something that really allows them to solidify their presence the way both the Brella and the Pencil is doing for Toman. Toman, once they have a position, they're able to keep that position.
Toman really knows how to hold the line very well, like you said. I agree with you. It explains why Uprising's diversion didn't really work for too long. It worked long enough to get 70 points on the board, but Toman works like a unit. You could see them in the replay. It's like a swarm of bees.
And it's not just a swarm of bees. You see here, Toman are able to hold the presence where they are. Uprising, they are either moving forward or moving back and away. They cannot simply hold control of the basket. They need to win every single fight. And they have very good fighting weapons. They are very good fighting players. But once you're facing a team that is able to match that fight, then you need to be able to hold the ground, to take the right positions. And right there, not taking these positions is costing them. Toman takes the first game. Now we are going on to Mako for tower control.
And I was gonna say, if they had the time to... Oh, do we see any comp changes here? We're seeing a bucket coming out.
A few changes, yeah. Tri-Slusher from Glash. Phoenix, aka ChatGPT, is now on the Frozen Pro instead of the Forge Pro. Yeah, so tiny little things that change, but overall, pretty similar strategy from both of these teams. If anything, it looks like Uprising is doubling down on their willing to be aggro.
Yes, you're right. It seems like Uprising has also turned to become more aggressive. I was going to suggest if they switch their tactics to become more aggressive rather than painting, then they can get an advantage. And look at that. They're already in the lead, and they're holding a presence here. Este over here, going down to the Brella, but it was a very good flank. Gecko out here on the Trizuka, putting in the work, not getting anybody, but another Trizuka comes out. Are we gonna have a Trizuka battle?
That was someone falling off the map, but Toman are able to defend the tower right there. Uprising is getting a wipe out. The tower is going to move back, forward, and Toman, who were in control most of the previous game right now, are forced to wait a little bit, are forced to defend some more. And Uprising, I mean, as long as they're attacking, they are happy.
Both teams are on the attacking side now. We've got 1v1s and 2v1s happening all at once, with each person getting picked out. Well, one person getting picked out by both teams, if that makes any kind of sense. My English is kind of being overtaken by this battle. Phoenix going down a Gecko. Gecko out here getting a nice shot on Anger. Getting a nice shot here. Burst bombs coming out and reclaiming that tower.
Toman hasn't been able to take control of the tower yet. They haven't scored a single point. Uprising, they keep the pressure on. They are happy to take every fight. The bubbler is deployed on the tower, but you don't want to deploy the bubbler just to bring the tower back into mid. Right there, Toman using all of their resources just to get back to neutral. And now that neutral's here, there's more fights in favor of Uprising. And Uprising is cleaning up.
Call them the janitors because they are indeed cleaning up. Here we got Crab coming out with... I don't think there's another Crab on the other team, right?
No, not really. Right there.
No Crab team. No. Crab battles here. No Crab boils. But here we are. We have map control for Toman. Toman has the battlefield that they need to make some flanks here, and they need to just get back into that swarming bee dynamic if they want a shot to get back into the lead. Because Toman is out of the kitchen right now.
Yeah, Toman is... But... I mean, they're getting momentum, and especially on tower control, once the team has momentum, they can go in, they can get more. Checkpoint 1 is broken, and Anger is to the side with the tent. If Anger can set themselves right here with that tent, they will be so dangerous for all of Uprising. Look at that Anger going in, not able to punish, but still able to hold the presence. Just 3 points between the two teams. The tower is pushed back. Anger finally splatted. Uprising hanging on by the skin of their teeth.
Oh yeah, that lead is really close to being overtaken. A 3-point difference? Now...
Yep.
Oh. Yep, that's what I was saying. Toman had to find that swarming dynamic again. Gecko going down. Nice movement. And Crab getting not boiled, but it was almost a Crab boil.
Yep. Right there, 40 seconds left in the game. Moku and Uprising are controlling that tower. Can Toman get the push in? Can they get their way forward? Toman is losing a lot of players. Anger surrounded with the tent right there, but still able to get the splat. Can Toman get back to the tower? It's looking pretty dire with 2 players down and only 15 seconds.
Well, if they can get 1 player on that tower, we can go into overtime.
Yeah.
If we can stay up there on tower.
Oh, the Crab.
Aku's on tower right now with a good bubbler, so they might have the time to get a point in the lead. But that's not... That dream died. That was a trade. It was the trade to end all trades. The trade heard from around the world.
The jump forward by Squidding Good and Uprising. Getting the control, getting the point. That's 1-1 between these two teams. Both of these teams really had their game so far. So yeah, we see both teams, I mean, Toman being more solid and Uprising finding the answer by being even more aggro, even more into every fight. Anger was so dangerous right there with that tent and so close to giving the lead to their team, but at the end of the day, it wasn't enough. Uprising able to get back on the map.
Uprising, you were very impressive, and you still are, and Toman, that goes for you too. So, we're getting into Game 3 here. What do you think we're going to expect? Are we going to expect any comp changes? Are we going to expect anybody to change their comp to have like a different. How do I word it? Sorry, words. Both teams have taken on an attacking type of dynamic. Do you think we might see somebody go on the defense here for spot zones on Broadwater Springs, since it's so small and it's a zone map?
This is a kind of map where a lot of things can happen. On Brainwater, you have. I mean, it's a map where range can be very big, and that pencil that Toman is running and that Uprising definitely doesn't want to have a backline. Like, that's going to play in favor of Toman. They will have an easier time taking control. Uprising, they've shown us that they can win the fights and get forward. They need to do that over and over, but right now the fight is going for Toman. And Toman is going to get early control, Moku.
So this is what I was thinking. They really are going for a defensive comp right here. We got Phoenix out here getting 2 with the Nautilus. 3 with the Nautilus.
Wow.
Overfarming. Also overfarming. Be careful.
What a play right there. That's how you recognize a top level player. That's the mechanics to really punish everybody running at you with the Nautilus. And right now, Toman, I mean, they want another quick KO. They're simply completely spawn camping Uprising, and Uprising not really able to get out, not able to get back to the zone. Can they get to the zone on time? They're painting as much as they can. But it's just Porky with the 96. Can Porky get the zone? No. And Moku, once again, Toman, when they win hard.
So I can tell exactly what happened, or at least give my best guess at these chains of events from my perspective. From what it seems to me, from where I'm standing, Toman, they pivoted to a defensive comp.
Mm-hmm.
This is a defensive plus ink heavy comp, so as long as you have the range to keep somebody locked out, get your s'mores out, get your campfires going, then you're golden. And I could see that Uprising didn't switch off from the last comp. I don't think they did. Because it seems like in their...
I don't think so, yeah. I think Toman simply recognized what the way Uprising changed their game in tower control. And they adapted from that. They were like, oh, you are going more aggro? Well, we're going to punish more for it. And the Nautilus was incredibly powerful at doing exactly that for Toman, really shutting everything down and not letting Uprising run forward, which is what Uprising likes to do. Now, going onto Rainmaker, onto Humpback. On Humpback, there's always a way to get back in. This map is so wide, you have a way forward or to the side. So we'll see if Uprising can use that to their advantage. And they're bringing back Carbon plus Tri-Slasher here is going to be very, very powerful.
And this is Rainmaker?
Yes.
Yeah. What if I could see somebody pulling a Riptide here, but for now, we've got mid control for Uprising. 2 go down, 1 goes down on either side. Porky out here putting in the work.
Porky beats too eager to move in, is going to get splatted. The jumps will be punished as well. Toman grabs the Rainmaker. They want to move in and seal the deal right here as they get the first checkpoint already.
Toman is moving like a swarm of bees. Uprising will have to go hard and go fast here if they want to have a shot at taking the lead here. And Kraken's coming out. They have the right idea. But the Rainmaker's still back here, y'all.
Yeah, Rainmaker stuck in that corner, but Uprising are able to win the fights, to retake control. The fights around that hill are very good for the Carbon and the Tri-Slasher, especially with the Bazooka activated. Toman are forced to defend. The splashdown will not be enough though. It looks like Uprising, it's their turn with the Rainmaker. Can they get to the checkpoint though? Yep, it looks like they can. We are tied.
Excellent tie here, and oh, the Splash ends up taking them out. Phoenix out here putting in the defense, the work to protect the Rainmaker. Gecko going down, but also taking out Forky. Nice jump keeping for your friend there. That's the great thing about anchors. They call them anchors for a reason. They keep control, they keep time, and I guess if that makes sense, and jump to them if you want.
Yeah, meanwhile, Porky throwing the Kraken very far forward to punish the opponent. That's 3 down onto Uprising. Torment is able to win that fight. They're going to have control around mid, as Uprising needs to mount another push right there. I mean, we're not halfway through the game yet. There's still a lot to go.
Ooh. The game is still young, as you just said here, and Toman keeps their lead. That's a huge lead. Uprising will have to work even harder if they want to get any further than 27. Stuck at 61 right now. Blaster to the face, but Porky manages to live.
Yep.
It's a long road for Uprising right now. Sorry.
Yeah, Uprising not really able to bring the Rainmaker forward. Toman lost a few players though, and with that jetpack, forcing the opponent away. That's a bunch of control for Uprising. Kraken is going to give them some more space now. The rest of the team trying to move in, and with 3 down, wait a minute, Uprising getting back in the game and get the lead.
That's a great lead. Points on the board for Uprising plus 2 noobs, but you don't get too comfortable yet. 1 minute 32 seconds left on the clock here. Uprising can always, or Toman can always just swarm y'all.
Yep. Ooh, nice trade right there in favor of Uprising. They get to defend a little bit more. That's 3 down onto Toman. Toman, who had so much control, so much power at the start of this game. Now Uprising are playing faster and faster and getting more control. Now entering the last minute, Moku. Uprising are re-grabbing the Rainmaker, and they know right now if they don't get splatted, they win the game. I mean, they get splatted, but
I was just about to say, I could see one of the teams pulling a Riptide. You know what happened to Riptide, right?
I've seen a lot of Riptides, Moku, so you'll have to be more precise.
Taking the Rainmaker up there to the top left.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Stalling it out there.
Yeah, I mean, there are always Rainmaker stalling points, and you have to know them, you have to play around them right now. 20 seconds remaining. Toman pushing in, they want back in there. 2 versus 2, they don't have much time. So many trades. And Glash stays on top, activate the jetpack. I mean, it's looking pretty rough for Toman. They need to grab that Rainmaker, they only have a few seconds. And it's too late. That's game number 4.
Indeed it is. The end zap out there on like top right. Well, my perspective, they did a lot of good movement over there. Like, I want to recognize that. They managed to survive that 3D one a lot longer than I had expected a NZAP to do. I just want to point that out. That was really cool.
Yeah.
GG's both teams.
Shoutouts to all the support players out there who solidify the teams and give so much. But right now, we are going to a tiebreaker, Moku. It's going to be Clamblitz on Umami Runes, which was selected by the tournament, of course. And yeah, I mean, we've seen a lot from both of these teams. As you said at the start of these games, it's seed number 2 against seed number 3. We expect close games, we expect a show, and we are not disappointed.
No, we're not. As a matter of fact, I don't think I got enough candy for this one. Got the peanut M&Ms, but aside from that, I just want to say GG so far. May the best team come out victorious in the set. But everybody's done so well. I'm really impressed with everyone. For real.
Yeah.
So what are you expecting? What are you expecting in this match that's coming up?
Here's the thing. There's two things that matters in Clan Blitz. First is how fast can you push, how much can you take space, and you know that Uprising likes to move forward, but also your ability to stay alive means you get more clams and means you can stay under the basket. And we saw Toman win Clam Blitz because they were able to stay under the basket at the start of this set. So going back to Clam Blitz, I feel like Toman have a bit of an edge, but Uprising have learned. Uprising, you cannot count them out. One thing for sure is that we're going to see a lot of action.
I don't doubt that at all. Clan Blitz on this map in mode, or this map in general, this will be really intense. We've got a very good Umbrella over here on the right to fake them out.
Mm-hmm.
That's what Umbrella is great for, is faking out the other team.
Mm-hmm.
What else do you have to say about this right now?
Oh, well, 10 decides where the fights are, you know. They get to say, hey, we're going to fight and I have a big shield, and you're forced to either give them all the space or wait for your teammates. You can't really do otherwise. But Toman right now, they're able to take control, they're able to set themselves up, and look at that. They are going to open that basket, and thanks to the Bobbler, they can throw all their clams in safety.
Oman is moving in like a swarm of bees. I mean, you said that Umbrella can determine where the fight is. I hear the same thing said about brushes. Does that mean Umbrella is just as bad as Brush in that regard?
Not really.
Just as ratty. Just as ratty, I mean.
They do it very differently, you know? But there's a lot happening. We'll speak about it later, Moku. 15 points remaining for Toman. That was a monster push. Right there.
It was.
And the Uprising, able to get back into mid. They need to paintball, they need to pick up a lot of clams right now if they want to get back in this game.
Yeah, you're right. The economy for Uprising really isn't there yet, but they're working on it. They've got clams, they're ready to use them. But going down to Gaku, we got a wipeout for Uprising. Toman has all the space and ink that they need, and I think they're gonna start scheming. They're gonna start going for it again.
Well,
wait a minute, we got defense.
The hammer to defend right there. The hammer shutting everything down. You can't shield the hammer. That's Toman forced to get back in mid. But Toman still has control of top mid. Anger is forced to move away right here as Uprising are still around that fight, but Uprising needs more than fighting for mid. They need to be able to go in right now. And I mean, oh wait, they're able to throw their weapons forward. That's 2 down onto Toman. This could be an opportunity.
That's it. They got points on the board for themselves, and the clams keep coming, and the clams keep coming. Not me being... yeah, just aged myself right there. Midway in the dust.
That's a few more points for Uprising, but Toman able to react, able to reset their defenses and set themselves in the position. Still a push for Uprising, who are able to get a few more splat. Look, they have still control over top mid. They still have control over the pace of the game. They still have 2 super clams ready to push back in. So it's certainly not over now. The big question is, can they mount another push? Can they recreate that space and get back to basket?
I believe in it. You do it once, you can do it again. You just gotta find... that. You just gotta work with the tides here.
Yeah.
Every battle has its rhythm, and you just gotta work with it. And let's not get too separated here. It doesn't help with Inkstorm and Brell out here. The defense is really scary just looking at it from here. But look at that! They ran their way in and got a clam in right now. They just need another to break it down the penalty point. Oh, I don't think it's enough. No.
That was a one clam push. Surprising, you can't get one clam pushes. There's only 1 minute left, and now Toman has a lot of prisons around the map. That's Zuka by Anger. Is going to get even more pressure onto Uprising. Anger simply moving in with the 10. Very comfortable. And now with 30 seconds left, Uprising needs a huge push in order to get back to basket.
They do, but I think they're going to be put on defense. They're on the back foot. I think it's it. It's almost done.
Yeah.
Just no more penalty point.
Yeah, no penalties, just 3 clams that separate Turman from KO. I don't think they'll get to the basket. Wait, they might. No, that's too late. But with just 5 seconds left, look at all that blue all around the map. I don't think Uprising can get out of here. That's going to be Zuka to end it all. Toman is going to get this game.
I think so as well. Gecko going down and Brell out here really is deciding where the battles are going to be. And that's it. That's the game. Mon goes forward. GG's both teams.
Yeah. GG's.
Is it Toman that went forward, or what color? Sorry.
Yeah, it's Toman. That's moving forward. Toman wins this. They're going to go on to the upper bracket finals, where they will meet Blanks, who is waiting for them. And yeah, we're going to take a break, and we will be right back. up-and-coming team, always improving, and they have the edge of playing together a lot and a lot and a lot. And yeah, that's what we're about to see now. Let's get in the game. Blank's bringing a Hydra Splatling. So I guess that's their strat for now. Hydra with Object Shredder to simply deny the opponent. That will allow them to control a lot of space, I guess.
They really are controlling a lot of space out here, and look at this, Yoshi's are already on the tower, and even though they didn't occupy it for a long time, it's enough for them to take out Gaku, who was trying to flank, and Phoenix is out here sharking, but getting Hobna! Hobna going down to Phoenix as we're getting map control for Blanks out here.
Yep, right there. That's not a super jump you're going to survive for Toman. Our colors are inverted, by the way. Blanks is in blue right there, as Toman is pushing in yellow to get to the second checkpoint already.
Indeed, and it seems like Toman is just descending upon Blanks. Blanks will have to find a way to break through this lockout here, but we're holding jumps, and this is where it snowballs. This is where it snowballs unless Blanks can find a way out, which it seems like they have. Tower getting out of control, or leaving their control, was enough of a diversion. What do you think?
Yeah. I mean, right now, Blanks are able to hold their side of the map, to hold their spawn, to not let Toman roll over them, but Toman still going in, still getting splats, still forcing Blanks to defend over and over, and Blanks kind of coy because of that. They're kind of shy and they're paying the price. Toman is... They keep running forward and they get the edge over and over. Now, okay, finally Blanks is able to punish and force Toman away from their spawn. Now, the big question is, when Blanks has control of the tower, can they get the same amount of momentum?
I think they can. I've seen it happen, and Blanks usually starts scheming around this time, right when it comes down to the wire. Rio going down, Phoenix out here sharking, but not doing... I was going to say not doing anything against the bubbler, but I was going to forget that you can shred the bubbler. Does Phoenix have Object Shredder by chance?
I don't think so.
Ledge guarding?
I don't think they do. But yeah, that's going to be Blanks getting the tower forward. They're not that far behind. They've broken the checkpoint. They have double bubbler to keep pushing. And look at that, splat after splat after splat. They get the lead and the checkpoint. Beautiful moves right there. They keep the splats going as well. They're the third checkpoint, Mogu.
Like I said, Blanks is the team of scheme. They will scheme when it comes right down to the wire. And look at that. They're in the kitchen. They're in the kitchen. They saw what happened to Noob versus, like, they saw what happened to Uprising. Us two noobs, right? And, so yeah, that kitchen is ours. So right now they have the stove, so... And the biggest question is, can France end up taking the stove away from them?
You mean Toman?
Toman. Sorry, not France. I don't know. I was thinking about France for a second. I don't know what the heck. I'm thinking about France. I guess I'm wondering about how Nom Nom's doing. Nom Nom, are you gonna be there for grand final?
Focus.
Okay. I'm messing around. I'm sorry. See, I got that water debuff. I have coffee at least.
Yeah, we are going to move forward on to the next game, which will be Splat Zones on the Bright Water Springs. We've seen Toman get 100-0 on this map mode. We've seen Toman absolutely dominate in semifinals right here. So Blanks need to be on their A game if they want to stop Toman, because we know how dangerous Toman can be on this map.
Yeah, Toman's really got... Okay, I need to get some water after this. Don't be like me who doesn't drink water. So, Tamon really does have that attacking kind of strategy. So, we're gonna see what Blank Z does against that. Blank Z, are you or Blanks, are you going to cook? Or is Tamon gonna be at the stove? Let's see.
Well, Tomon bring back the Nautilus to control the space, to deny the push in. Blanks not really minding it though. They deploy the bubbler to force their way in, to allow their way forward. And yeah, Tomon once again are forced to push in, as Blanks were able to get an early lead.
Indeed. Indeed, they have the early lead here, and there's just a lot happening. You've got Blanks with the lead right now.
Yep.
Sorry. I got distracted. I'm so sorry. You keep going.
Right now,
I'm
Blanks Blanks are holding the zone, holding control, and once again, Tomon, a team that is so good, is able to paint the zone, is able to apply penalty, but they're losing the fight again. 2 versus 2, they're not able to take control, they're not able to take space, and Benny is there with that blaster, denying anybody from going in, from going forward. That's going to be Blank simply holding the line and making sure that Tomon cannot step in right there. I mean, that's Blanks still. Blanks has no penalty right now, and they're scoring more and more. Tomon needs to find the splats if they want to get back in this game.
Yeah, they really do. They gotta get. Hold on, let me.
Yes. Hi.
Hello.
Real commentator time, yo!
I thought
Welcome
Moku was getting
enjoy.
water. My bad.
No, you're fine. I'll do that after this match. I'm now here putting in the work, but going down. So I think we're gonna see a lead switch for Tamon. Tamon has been fighting really hard and taking the lead here, but Blanks has the capability to really start cooking here.
Yeah,
And
right
Benny
there.
going down. Yep.
Right there, Tomon are holding. Once they are in that position, they know how strong they can be, and Blanks, who were in control for the start of this game, are not really able to come back. Tomon holding the zone. They know if they can deny the penalty, they could win, but no. Blanks is still in there. Blanks is still fighting, and that's big move right here. It's Blanks still holding. They don't have much penalty left, but now Tomon has found ways to push forward. They know how to use their specials, and look at that. Tomon has figured it out. They know they can push. They know they can get control, and Blanks did not respect that. Blanks got splatted. It's going to be very rough for them. Okay, Blanks still are trying to get back in. They have control of their ramp. Tomon are fighting around. They lost their tent, but oh wait, they lost 2. Blanks pushing forward back again and able to retake the zone. They don't have that much penalty, but it looks like Tomon now are going to need another push going into this last minute. If Blanks can hold, they could get back. It's certainly not over, Moku.
It certainly isn't over. Multi out here is holding it down. We've got Phoenix. Okay, so Blanks doesn't have any more penalty points. They just have to hold it for a little bit longer. They have to hold on. But getting penalty right as Multi goes down, Gaku, it gets 2. Gaku was aura farming out here. We've got Phoenix rising from the ashes, getting Multi, and a double? We're gonna get a double here?
Yeah, that's a lot of splats for Tomon with 20 seconds left. They know that right now they are holding their W. Blanks needs to run at the zone. They need to push forward, but I mean, I don't think they have the time right here, and the Nautilus is waiting for them. Reef Slider going in, the Reef Slider is not enough to paint the zone. The splashdown, can it cap? No, the splashdown is not enough as well. Toman ties up the score.
They really did. I got the score here, and is somebody gonna get a fist bump? I see that 3 gold. Oh, no fist bumps? That was a good match.
Hey, everybody work like it. It doesn't mean. Anyways, both of these teams now with a point on the board. Both of these teams showing us how dangerous they can be, how powerful they can be. Both of these teams got a comeback as well. Both of these teams were behind before they took control. So a lot to do, a lot to play. And Moku needs a short break because they need water. Droid is going to take the relay right now. We have a bit of issues because we only have 3 casters for the evening. But yeah, hi Droid, how are you doing?
Hello, I'm doing great. This set is really exciting so far with all the flip-flops back and forth. Like, this could go either way for sure.
Yeah, anything's possible yet. And I mean, now you got to watch the games a bit. Now we are going on to Rainmaker on Museum. A map, I mean, Rainmaker is the map where you can't, the mode where you can't really blink, because if you blink at some point, your opponent grabs the Rainmaker, splats you, and gets the checkpoint or gets the KO and gets so far in.
Yeah, it's going to be really easy for, like, there could be a really good push that goes super far, but then a flip-flop from one and 1.5 wipes could completely change the outcome of the game in a second. Rainmaker is going to show that really counter push kind of plays that these players have been doing in the past couple games.
Yeah, and right there, Blank's bringing back the Splush-O-Matic that we know they like to bring for Rainmaker. This Hammer, they do the job. Hammer is very, very dangerous on Rainmaker right there, but Blanks already losing their Tetras as Toman is getting a bit of control right there. The big question is, will they be able to get enough control? Oh wait, Obla with the Rainmaker gets a checkpoint for free. That's the Blanks chaos.
Yeah, Blanks has such a rundown comp, they could really just sneak the Rainmaker in at any point. They're going to need to watch them really close. But Toman is trying to make a push here. They're able to get the checkpoint. They got the Sploosh, they got the Tetra. There's 2 down, 3 down on Blanks. So this is that's a wipeout for Toman. And that's going to be a big first push already in the first minute there, Pat.
That's not even a minute, and we already had both checkpoints, and at 19, this is going so fast. Toman still in position to be so dangerous. Blanks just dropped to the side, and they're alone on the open. What is this game?
They're already on the other side of the base like 10 seconds after they just got pushed to 19. How are they getting there so fast? That's the Splush-O-Matic and Tetris for you there. In addition to that Sea Blaster, they're just trying to stop it with anything they can. Toman dropped it in the pit. That should stop them for a little bit. They got a couple on Blanks, so they should be able to slow down the game unless they get picked out here by the Tetra and Custom Blaster. It's just back and forth trades right now.
Right now, the trades are benefiting Toman. Blanks have the Rainmaker, but they're back into mid. And they just lost the Rainmaker once again. Toman have the control now. Now Toman is in the defensive position. Toman are waiting for Blanks to make the move. Toman needs a well-organized push if they want to take space.
Yeah, and that Tentabrella on the left trying to use Azuka to distract, and they almost picked the Sploosh with the Rainmaker, but they still have it. They are at like 1 health, we can see on their health bar there. And Toman is able to keep them back here with the Tentabrella stopping them. Very good stalling with them because they're going on the side paths, which distracts them from being able to actually make a good push here. And the Rain is definitely stopping them here, as they can't really go forward on their own. They just have to wait till they have more resources here, Pat.
Yeah, and right there, Blanks able to get back on the platform, but they have to make do with so much fighting power from Toman. Toman, I mean, they have their platform on lock right there. They have the tools to really punish anybody coming in between the knot and the tent. It's so hard to push on that team. It is so hard.
Yeah, the not intent are stopping they have so many front lines that aren't really working against them. But now Toman is trying to make another push here. They have the bubble, they have the rain. They completely have the spinner of Blanks right now. But Blanks has Cooler and they have Reslider going in. It might get a pick or two. They don't, and they get caught out before they can jump out. But a splashdown comes in from Blanks, and that gets 2, maybe 3 with just the splashdown alone.
Ooh. Yeah, Blanks able to get the wipeout. That's going to help them a lot as they're trying to go back in. The hammer is deployed, but the hammer cannot get the splat. They were surrounded, and right now Blanks are forced to move back. They're not able to get forward. They're able to stop the Nautilus, but they still a tent running at them, and a blaster as well. All of Toman simply running in to deny.
Yeah, like the tent umbrella going on the side, the custom blaster, but now the hammer trying to go in, but they do get caught out. I think that was by a bomb or something from Toman over here. They're playing very defensive here. They only have a minute they have to hold off. They just keep trading, and that's good for them because that stalls out the game and keeps them, the other team, Blanks in the mid for as long as possible. They don't have to do a stalling Rainmaker if they can just stall the Rainmaker wherever Blanks is.
Yeah, and right there, Blanks are holding, Blanks are controlling, and Toman, I mean, what am I saying? Blanks don't need to hold, they need to push, and they don't have much time. Toman are very entrenched, they know they can simply wait.
Oh.
Multi going in with the Rainmaker, Multi trying to dance and survive, it's not gonna work, 15 seconds left. Blanks needs to repop, needs to win that fight for the repop right there. They're able to, but can they grab?
There's too much paint from Toman there. They're going to pick out all but the Tetras, and then the Tetras grabs the rain, and they do get picked. Not much they could have done there at that last point. And the third game goes to Toman's for a 1-2 so far on this set.
Yeah, I mean, both of his teams playing well right here. We really saw Toman able to get better control, to get the better push. And I mean, we saw Blanks at the start of his game create the surprise, create themselves the opportunity. That's what they like to do. We've seen them do that in so many different ways tonight. But Toman were waiting for it. They were able to answer. They were able to get a bigger push, answering that reckless attack by Blanks, and right there, getting to 19 so early. Allowed Toman to simply, after that, calm down the game, not let Blanks do their usual shenanigans.
Yeah, they weren't able to run them down as much because of the defensive Nautilus and Pen and Tensabrella, because they're always diverting their attention to multiple different places, like right there with the blaster there. They're taking so many different angles at once that the Rainmaker just couldn't get through at all. And yeah.
All right, we're going to move on to the next game then. I guess Moku is ready. Do you want to cast? Right. I'm going to let you cast with Moku unless you want to finish beating.
Yeah, that's good. Alright, and we're getting back into this game, and there seems to be not too many comp changes, except they're on the side of Blanks. They have a Junior and a Doolies. I don't remember who they swapped off of. I think that was the Tetras and something else. I don't remember. But they're going to be able to... They're not as fast of a comp here. It's going to be more defensive and more area denial with the Bubble and Crab here with defensive specials. And there's already 2 down on Toman. It seems to be working for... The comp seems to be working for Blanks now. They're trying to move in. They are already at the basket. They have a lot of control here, especially when they got the blaster... the blaster trades, and there's still 2 down on Toman, and Blanks just needs some clams to be able to throw in here. But the economy is not doing so well here right now, Moku.
Oh, it's not. That economy isn't looking too great compared to Blanks' economy. Blanks doesn't really have Actually, no, Tomon doesn't really have the economy to speak of, but when they're looking for people going down the street without a street pass, they're scheming over there on the side of Tomon. I can already feel it from here.
Yes, they are, and
no.
there's still one down on either side, essentially a trade here. The bubble's coming up, they're trying to get slowly inch forward. That's what Blanks' comp is going to do here. They do pick out the tent, trying to get into the bubble. They have economy this time, they have 20 clams. If they move forward even just a little bit more, they will be able to get a push here. And the crab is out, and they're trying to just push everyone back. There's one down, two down on the side of Tomon, and Blanks has the opportunity to push here. They just have to get past that tent umbrella, and they do. They get one super clam in, and they have another. They have more clams too. They just have so many. They had 3 super clams. They're already down to 34 within like 3 seconds of a push. That's amazing. And now there's 2 down on either side, and Tomon is seemingly getting them out of here, but their blaster is not letting them go very easily, especially with that splash down there, Moku.
Well, that blaster to jail warden, the way they've got that lockout happening, we got Havna out here defending, or at least keeping them in, and getting another clam in. Okay, so it's been Blanks scheming the whole time.
Yeah, they really are. They've been scheming a lot more this time. They're inching forward with those specials. They have so many clams, so much control here. And we see the edit Hobna going back for more clams as they can. They're going to try to jump into super clam, I think, if there's still someone alive, but no one else is. So they'll just be holding on to that as Tomon tries to get back into mid. But there's another jump towards the basket that does manage to get a trade, which just stall Tomon out a little bit before they get back to mid, Moku.
It's a very nice stall indeed, but Blank still has the clam economy. We're gonna see if they're gonna end up jumping it in. They always like to jump in their clams. Oh, I see that one's about to fade, and another one. Oh, we got size disadvantage for Blank. And that's their chance.
Yeah, and that's Tomon's chance. They have a push finally. They're already down to 65. They don't have the best economy right now, but if they're able to get the picks, they can keep this up. But they do get wiped out by Blanks, and they're able to get back into mid. Multi with the dualies going really fast, trying to get all the way to their base, or just getting as much economy as possible. That's something you always need to do. And the crab out here does get destroyed, so Multi can't really use that very fast there, Moku.
Indeed, and all she has to do is go for it. They can't exactly shark because of that clam, but they've got a bubble ready. So do they risk going down the street without a street pass? Or will their DSI not be checked for?
It seems nobody's DSI is getting checked here, but there is a pick on the side of Tomon. The tent is able to get one.
Ooh.
They're able to. The bubble really helped out the junior there to be able to dodge those Zuka. That was really close. Right on there, barely got evaded that. But now Tomon is pushing in. There's 3 down on Blanks, and they have economy this time. They have clams. They just need a few more, and they'll be able to get the lead here. Blanks is gonna have to use a really good defense here. And Multi going from the side with the dualies is able to get 2. They're able to stop ChatGPT with the knot. They're able to get them out of here, and they're back into mid. Multi already there before everybody else, as always.
Well, if Tomon wants a chance at getting the lead, I guess ChatGPT will have to suck up all the water in the map, as we know how AI likes water usage. So come on, Phoenix, you get all this water, use it. But in all seriousness, they're holding their ground here with about a little more than 10 seconds left. 10 seconds left? Oh, y'all are gonna need a miracle push for Tomon.
Yeah, I just saw Blanks' dualies. They tried to get in there for a jump. They almost did. They almost managed to with the super clams there. But Blanks is just controlling them. They have so many super clams. They're jumping in, jumping back, trying to distract Tomon from where they are. But Tomon does have 14 clams, which is almost enough to get the lead here. They're just going to need a little bit more. But that's a wipeout, I think, for Blanks there. That's going to be the end of it. They were able to hold it off in overtime. And now it's 2-2. This is a really close set. Both teams making big pushes. We are not seeing Stolly in the mid fights. There's always in each other's bases here, Moku.
And those bases have been called home to the opposite team. You know, does that make sense? Does that make any sense? They've been trick-or-treating and it's not even Halloween. They're caroling at the door and the holidays are over.
Yes, they
Setting up
are,
a
and
campsite.
that was such a good push that Blanks was able to do. Like, they are so strong in clans specifically. They're able to get that economy really well. I think better than a lot of teams I see because they are able to. They always try to get those jump ins, especially with the dualies. They didn't really get one of those cheeky pushes there, but they didn't really need to because of how small of a map that Barnacle and Dime is. So they were able to just get there, get enough clams, just have one person running while they had control. The blaster up front, keeping everybody at bay with that good AoE. It was just it was really a really good comp and stage for Blanks in that game.
Really was. Tomon always had the chance to go in for that push. Sorry, I'm just filling my mouth full at this point.
It's all right. And the next and final game of this set will be on Inkblot Tower Control. This is gonna be, they can't really be as up forward and constantly like all the way in their base with clams, but they are going to be able to like take those bats fast. I know both teams will be doing that, both Blanks with the dualies and Julies and their blaster, but also with Toman with their Tentabrella. If their Tentabrella gets up all the way in the bats of Blanks, that could be detrimental and lead to a big push here. Let's see what happens. And we're getting right into it. There's not too many comp changes up here, but yeah, it seems Blanks has the exact same comp. I don't remember if there was a Forge last game, but yeah.
Yeah, that comp seems about the same here. We've already got a special online for the Splattershot Junior, and both teams are neck and neck right now. So if this is tower control, they're gonna have to control both stacks, and Tomon has a good positioning for their pencil, but unfortunately getting area denial.
Yeah, and Blanks already has a push. They're already at the first checkpoint, and that was a nice direct we barely saw from Benji there on the pencil. That's good because they're stopping the cooler from happening. But they do get picked out. The other blaster gets picked out. And there's 2 down on Blanks, but they did already get to 58, almost to the next checkpoint. They're going to be trying to get jumps in, especially with the bubbler here. The Junior trying to hold it for as long as they can. And the Eddie able to get a good double there on the left on those bats. They're able to keep them out of there, and they still have the tower. They're going to get that next checkpoint there, Maku.
Yeah, and they're currently in the lead right now. Like you said, Blake's is... They're really impressive with it. But Tomon now has flame over the tower. So what do you think that Blanks are going to have to... What do you think Blanks is going to have to do to keep their lead here? Maybe knock out.
I think we had a bit of lag there, but I think they're gonna have to take those side angles as they always do, those dualies or those that blaster. Oh my god, that was an amazing splashdown from Gaku there with the blast down. With the splashdown, that was amazing. They already got to 60. That killed all 3. That picked all 3. And that was an amazing start to a great push, but they are getting picked out. There are 2 down on the side of Toman, and now there's only the blaster left. They're going to have to get out of there. They are still alive somehow, but they do get picked out as they get a trade with the dualies there. And Blanks is now going to try to get back into mid. They were able to stop them by using those flanks, as we expected. As we always see, Blanks is moving so much faster than everyone else. They're always trying to be fast, which does work sometimes, but sometimes it's to their detriment. But they were able to make it work there for that defense there, Maku.
That's important, is constantly adapting to your conditions during battle. Having the ability to adapt means a lot. But now we've got Phoenix with the Booyah Bomb, doesn't get anybody, Yoshi's over here sharking. Here we see a shark in their natural habitat, going for that tower from the top row! Getting a pick! We're close to getting a second one, not quite getting it though. We've got Hobno out here being the go, being on that tower and on the heavy edit.
Yeah, and one does go down on Blanks, but that won't really stop their push much. They always keep up their pushing unless they're down to 1, or even if they are. but they do get pushed out by a splashdown, by another pick from the blaster here. They're going to try to get those dualies out of there. They need them out of there, or they're gonna get jumps that can be detrimental to them. But Toman is able to get the tower back into mid. They have 3 up. They're just trying to hold mid here so they can get something going using the Booyah here, and they're trying to catch out that junior before they escape, but they seem to barely jump out there. Maku.
I see what they're trying to do down there on the right-hand side. They were trying to go ahead and get some picks, but unfortunately getting picked off. So Toman had to... Actually, no. It was Blank Z at first being in the advantage. Now Toman has them on the back foot. Now they're at checkpoint 2. And they just have to keep the tower just a little bit longer. Somebody's gonna get up there if they want to lead, but they lose the tower here. Benny is getting that wipeout for them. Nice wipeout.
That was a really good wipeout for Blanks there, because now there's only a minute left for Toman to try to get a push here. Blanks was able to stop another one yet again. But there is a splashdown. They have the bubble on the side of Blanks. They're trying to get really far up here. The Benji is going really far, trying to threaten with the blaster and their splashdown. If anyone gets too close, they're going to just try to keep distracting constantly and just hold that tower in the mid. They have those defensive specials like the crab and the bubbler here, Maku. They can really just hold for so long.
We're watching right over here for a little distraction, but they're not falling for it. Phoenix is guarding the tower. Suction bombs are everywhere. Booyah bombs coming out to deny area as we got 6 seconds left in the battle, and it looks like we're going to overtime. Multi going down here. Yushi getting the tower for them. That's it. That's the game for Blanks.
ChatGPT was almost able to control that tower like they're trying to control the world right now, but they were not able to. They got picked out, and that was a really, really close set. Really close game too. That was just like I think it was a 13-point difference. That was really close, but in the end, that set goes to Blanks, and they were able to get win the winners finals. So they're gonna go to the grand finals against whoever wins in the losers bracket here.
Indeed they are, and it'll be really exciting to see who that's gonna be.
Yeah. Dude, those that splashdown push, Toman was almost able to get a really good push from that, but Blanks was able to get them out of there. They got completely wiped out, but I think they went from the left pads here or something to stop them. That was just, they almost had that, Toman, with that one splashdown. That you don't see that very often, especially just from the super jump splashdown, because that's such a smaller radius than the full triple splashdown, because it doesn't have the fist, but it somehow got 3. That was something I've never seen before.
Yeah, you're right. It was a lot. Both teams were neck and neck the whole time.
Yeah, that was such a close set. It was really great to watch. I'm excited to see. Those were really great games from both teams. Good games to both teams. But now I'm excited to see who's gonna try to stand up against Blanks and their reign of terror here. They're going to have to. I saw the overlay for the first time. They're gonna have to watch those flanks really well against Blanks. Whoever this team from the losers bracket is going to come up against them.
We really have to. And by the way, Droid, I really like your profile pic. It's so goated.
Thank you. It was drawn by my partner. I stream too, so I have a PG tuber. It's really great.
Aw, it's really cool.
Yeah, and the teams we're looking at that are going to be in losers bracket right now are there's Uprising plus 2 noobs is in the current losers bracket semis, and the teams that could fight them are Choco Banan and Blue Hair Blue Tie. They could their set is currently 1-0 right now in Choco Banan's favor, and Choco Banan is seed 1, so that's going to be a likely set, but there could be an upset from Blue Hair. We don't know.
There really could be. You never know what's going to happen in a paddling pool tournament.
Yeah, but for now, we're going to go on a break until those sets finish, until we're ready for the losers bracket semis and then the losers bracket finals. And we'll see you guys in a minute.
Drink water. It's not from the pool.
True. That's optimal. All right, and we're back with the losers bracket semis right now. There's gonna be Choco Banan versus Uprising plus 2 noobs. I haven't seen much. I haven't seen their sets yet. I don't know many players on these teams, but do you know them, Moku?
No, not that I know, but I think I've seen Gecko on another team before. What? It's on Squid and Good. Squid and Good. I was thinking of Heal Book, and I'm over here like, Pickup Book?
Pick up book. And we're getting right into it. These are going to be some very... Oh, that was a very midline comp and a very aggressive comp here with the side of Choco Banan. It's going to be... They're going really fast. Both sides are going to see what they can make happen. I'm interested to see how the Tri-Slosher pairs up with the Carbon here, because those are some very aggressive sharking-like weapons. Oh, and Gecko already getting a triple with Carbon before getting picked out. That's a really fast push already for Uprising. They have so much control already. They're already down to 50 points, but two do go down. Choco Banan trying to stop that as much as they can, and now it's only the Gal alive. That was a really fast push there, Maku.
It really was, and to get a triple like that, frame 1 is nothing short of impressive. May is ready with a clam. They just have to push in at any time. Crab's online. We need to see how they're going to use that crab, and we got the screen. Throw your bombs to the screen, but the screen's gone now.
I think they actually got picked out by the screen because they were weak. That's unfortunate. And now Choco Banan is trying to just hold the mid, but they do have specials over Uprising right now. But Uprising does have cooler. They're just trying to keep them back. They're going to need to watch out for the Carbon, but they do pick off the Carbon as the Rapid Pro gets picked off. That was a good trade. I don't know who that's really good for at that point. It's kind of not really good for either team. But the Zipcats are trying to get in there. They're not able to find anything. They have a bubble to defend their recall, but they're not. The bubble gets destroyed right as it does. And that's 2 down on the side of Choco Banan. And Uprising is going to make a push here.
It's a pretty good push as well, especially with that screen there in the way. It's a huge help, especially if you throw something through the screen. But now with the screen gone, we are going to see here to Sylph out here on the Tri-Slosher, making way for their team, picking up that basket. And do they have the time? No, but they're going to teleport over here. It's a good teleport. They're running.
Yeah, that was a good teleport jump out. But now Choco Banan is trying to get their first push here. They have 2 down on the side of Uprising. They have a crab all the way up there, but they do get picked out. I think that was by the Carbon. Gecko was able to stop the push barely. They were able to get 3 picks off of that because they had a really good sharking spot as Choco Banan tried to go fast after getting 2 of Gecko's teammates.
And somebody is ore farming down there on the lower right-hand side, or maybe in the middle. I need to wipe my glasses off. And we are solidifying our lead against Choco Banan. Quirky putting in the work to defend the rest of mid.
Yeah,
if you got them locked out, they can't do much.
They were able to just get a really sneaky push there. They were able to get a little bit more, which is really good. Just any points matter. And now there's 2 down, 3 down on the side of Choco Banan, but there's also 2 down on the side of Uprising. So there is the Staper is trying to control mid. They're able to get a pick. They do get picked out by Silver and Este coming in there. And now Uprising has control of the mid. They have the crab. And they have the economy right in front of that crab. That's a lot of clams there. They're going to be able to make a super clam there for sure. If the bubble doesn't stop them there, the bubble does. They do get the pick on the crab there, Moku.
That crab being turned and the crab boiled before our very eyes. I guess it makes sense. It's close to dinner time in the UK if it's not already past it. And we have another barrier going down here with no points for Choco Banan right now. And they're going to need a miracle push if they want something, anything in this final minute. Gecko schmovin' like an ink brush main. Cough, cough, not me, totally. Cough, cough.
I love to see Carbon and Ink Brush mains going, like controlling the map as much as they do here. And Gecko gets a triple. Will it be a quad? That was almost a quad there, but that's still a complete wipe for their teammate, for their team. That was an amazing, perfect. Wow, they just get the KO right away.
Just get the KO.
Gecko is like a shark. They call it sharking for a reason. You don't want to be caught out by that fin in the water, as they just barely were able to get that triple. Not even barely. They had control. They had complete control. So much pain. They were able to get that pick, and they were able to get there. They got those pushes really well there.
Oh, wow. I felt that in my soul. Just Carbon Roar going crazy, going wild on the battlefield. I'm not even in the battle, and I wanted to get away from the screen. I'm like, God, not an enemy! No!
Yeah, they used that screen there to barely squeeze in. That was so close. They barely got there. They didn't see them coming, both because of the Ninja Squid and the screen. Rare screen usage. But yeah, that was...
Somebody clip that.
Yeah, honestly. That and that first triple at the beginning of the match, though, Gecko had some really great plays, which let them get some good pushes there. And so the first game goes to Uprising +2 noobs. And Choco Banana is going to have to watch that Carbon Roller a lot more on these defenses. And just the fights in mid. The fights in mid, you have to be careful. You can't let any splotch of ink be left unturned to your color, because like the Carbon could sneak up at any moment.
Indeed.
And this next game is gonna be on Hagglefish Zone, so they're gonna have to watch those side paths as Pricing has the Carbon there. But I think this might be a little bit better for Choco Banana. I think than the last game, because the map isn't so big that you have to cover as many points of ink to watch for the Carbon as much. But if Uprising does use that screen again, it does control the whole mid at once, so that would be pretty strong here.
They really are pretty strong as well, and I'm wondering how Choco Banana is going to answer to them, or answer their previous play with the bread and butter of Splatoon competitive. Hagglefish on... Wait, no, I messed it up. Say it with me, y'all. Flat Zone on Hagglefish!
And yeah, not too many comp changes though. Silver did swap to the nozzle nose with the inkjet there. I forgot it was that color with the inkjet. I forgot nozzle had the inkjet. That's such a good, what's it called? That's such a good kit. But there's already one down on the side of Choco Banana. One on, there's just trades back and forth here. But Gecko was able to get another pick. The Uprising has a bit of control here. They do barely grab the zone, and they have 3 up in the zone here, Maku.
Yep, in the zone indeed, and taking that lead switch early on. Uprising has a firm hold over mid. And 2 going down to try Zuka here. Carbon Roller putting in the work, sharking, being a menace, getting a trade before getting sent back to base. I'm hearing an inkjet.
Yeah, menace is an understatement when it comes to this Carbon. I'd hate to play against them. They are controlling the whole map really well, and they're already down to 40 here. So the Booyah's going to have to help Choco Banana a lot here. But they do get wiped out, and Uprising has it all the way down to 30. It's going to be a really desperate push for Choco Banana if they're going to get the zone here. They're going to have to get some really quick picks. Let's see. How do they do here? They're trying to get through
shot.
Yeah.
Their last shot. Oh! 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 Oh!
That's unfortunate.
Oh! 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 GG's for real.
GG.
I felt that from here.
Yeah.
GG's.
That's a rough one, especially Haggle's ults. Me personally, like, getting locked out on Haggle feels so rough. It's so hard, especially
Yeah.
when there's somebody like a carbon roller under that tent there. They couldn't really do much there, and they were watching that Zipcaster in that final push from that second final push from Chocobanon. They tried to, but they were watching every angle at once. That was just a really good defense in the mid from Uprising, and now they're up 2-0. Oh, they take the set. I think that was a best of 3, right? So they do take the set. And good.
It's unfortunate because Joko Banan, I saw the work that they were putting in, and they all just kind of went down in mid.
Yeah.
So Uprising knows how to. They know how to keep space, and they know how to lock you out.
It's scary, genuinely.
Was it a best of?
No, it was the
Wait.
best of 3. I just checked. I think the graphics just updating a little bit.
Okay. Could you imagine though? Could you imagine a best of 3 being Gentleman as a best of 7?
That's crazy. Hey, we just want to play against this team a bit more. Let's just do it for the fun of it.
Alice would be so mad. Like, forget Alice. It's going all the way to the top. Pinky and Pop Gun would look at you from beyond the tournament and go, "What is this?"
Yeah. That would.
But I want
so
to
funny.
see that though. I want to see that though. Like,
For
what
the
would
bit.
happen for the bit? Yeah, what would happen if somebody Gentleman the best of 7 when it's supposed to be a best of 3? I just want to see what would happen.
Yeah. And now we're gonna be going into I think it's the losers bracket finals here. It's going to be Toman, who we just saw in the winners bracket finals a bit ago, versus Uprising, who we literally just saw. This is going to be Toman already has experience fighting a really fast team. Like literally a few minutes ago, they had to fight Blanks, and that was pretty rough. But now instead of Blanks going from the sides constantly against Toman, Uprising is going to be going through down the middle, as we see with the carbon roller a lot. So they're gonna have to be watching not really the flanks, but just watching the ink a lot more, which I think they should be able to do a bit better than they were against Blanks. But it's gonna be a close set for sure. I don't really know which way it's gonna go here. What do you think, Maku?
Honestly, Tomon. I'm a bowl of ramen, says Tomon. Not that I don't believe in Uprising. It's just that from what I have seen, Mon and Uprising are very powerful teams. Tomon focuses more on moving as a unit, while Uprising focuses more on lockouts and keeping their space. So really, it's like, I guess I shouldn't just be dropping names like who I think. A bowl of ramen says, if I may rephrase, this battle is going to be like unstoppable force versus immovable object. Does that make sense?
I see that. Yeah, I very much see that, especially with Tomon's comp, like with Tentabrella and Nautilus. Like that's such a defensive comp, but also it could. It's just going to be, they're going to be moving more as a unit. Like when you see in a movie or something, when everyone's back to back fighting like a horde of monsters or something,
Yeah.
they're always as a unit together, but not too close together, they get picked out. But that, like, I mean, like the Carbon tries to take advantage of that, as we saw with those couple of triples there. If they're too close together, the Carbon could pick them out. So like, I don't know, it could go either way.
And Carbon does rely on people clustering together, so if you're gonna move as a unit, you're gonna have to act like one even when you're separate. If that makes sense.
For sure, and it seems we got almost everyone in the lobby here, but the first map mode we're gonna be on is Rainmaker Humpback. It's gonna be a really scary one against the Carbon Roller, but also a really good one for Toman with the Tentabrella. Tentabrella is really good on Rainmaker in general, but specifically Humpback. Like it can hold that right really well and get you in there. Uprising is gonna have to shred that fast if they want to stop pushes for sure. What do you think, Maku?
Well, that Carbon Roller seems really scary. Looks like you're gonna need a little rat to get the brush. Put me in, coach. Oh, commentate and fight at the same time. It's fine. I wonder how that would work out for the bit. I'm pretty sure Alice would be looking at me right now going, what?
Allison always on you. That's funny. And yeah, it's just gonna be something. I don't really know what to expect as much from these two teams, because it's gonna be a lot more. It's gonna be a lot different than the last two sets we saw, because they're fast, but they're fast in a different way against Toman, and Toman is very defensive and stuff. So it's gonna be scary for both teams. They're gonna have to have really good nerves here for sure, especially in a losers bracket finals, because this means whoever wins this made a losers bracket run. Even if they don't win in grand finals, they made a losers bracket run and came back. So, and that's a feat on its own. That's something really tough for the mental, but really great when you manage to do it.
For that, if you're gonna have a tough mental, you're gonna have to have water, you're gonna have food, and might I recommend my greatest recipe that I'm pretty sure is not original and has been made a million times over the last 2 millennia, would be you get some avocado. Listen up, get your notes out, y'all, and Twitch chat. I better see those papers and pens come out. I want you to, okay, here's my recipe. Pan sear 2 slices of bread. Get some avocado, mash it up in a bowl, and once you have your toast, put that avocado in between the toast, but don't close it up yet. You're gonna scramble an egg.
Ooh, that sounds pretty good.
You're gonna put it in, and there's your sandwich. Now you're ready to go for a loser's bracket run.
Now we're ready to go. Everyone sandwich in hand. They're eating as they're playing, and they're already up there, both sides. We do see more of vanilla comp here from Uprising here. They do have the V-Try and V NZAP, but there's 3 down on the side of Uprising. Only the 10 down on Toman. Ooh, that was a good flick on the jump with Blaster there, Maku, and they're gonna get a push here.
Oh, that was awesome from that Blaster. Este going down. Rio over here being a shark.
Oh.
Get into the checkpoint. It's right there. There we go. This is how we do it. Don't let me sing. Porky out here. Going forward for their team.
Yeah, I mean, when there's a Kraken coming at you point blank, when you have the Rainmaker, all you can do is hope to get that checkpoint, and they were able to, but Gaku on this flank, able to pick out the Rainmaker, stopping a complete push from Uprising, but Uprising does still have that checkpoint. They have Gecko in the mid there. They're trying to get the pop, but Gaku is trying to flank around constantly again in the same exact spot as last time. But Clash is able to pick them out. They found them that time. They have Cooler. They are all the way up here, and they do get the checkpoint here, Maku.
Uprising already about to get that lead. They just have to take it and go. Just take it and go. There we go. Now we got lead. It's a 15-point lead away from 60. But hey, we ball out here. And Porky out here with the ink wall. I ended up getting spotted by one of those back in the day. I had it. I fell on it right as it was coming up.
You don't want to step on a splash wall, just like you don't want to step on a Lego. But now we get Toman. They're trying to get the pop. They got 2 down on the side of Uprising, so they're going to try to get past the checkpoint this time. They do already have it, so they just need to get Gecko out of here. But Gecko comes in with the carbon, is able to get 2. They don't get a triple. They were trying for it. They were trying for another of those cheeky triples, but Gaku and ChatGPT were able to stop them there.
Indeed, and there's no water on this map, so I'm wondering how Phoenix is going to end up using it. I don't know what Phoenix is going to do. No water for you to use up, Mr. Sorry, I wanted to make the joke, but I don't want to assume pronouns.
Yeah, and Toman was able to sneak it past. I think that was their Blaster. Their Blaster is always somewhere where you don't expect them to be, just like the Carbon Roller is just right now gets a pick on the pen, but they do get picked out by ChatGPT with the knot there. Este is just trying to get the Rainmaker out of here, get a little more Peyton mid, trying to get a little more control of the situation here, but they do go 2 down. So they're going to try to hold it in on the bottom right, but they don't get to. It's on that top left for Toman, so Toman can get a push here if they can get over there, but the try is trying to hold it on to there, Maku.
Tomon has a lot of pain control, and they're in control of mid right now, but I'm seeing some shenanigans over here on Uprising's part, but losing the Rainmaker before they can enact all those shenanigans. And Tomon having a lead. It's a small lead, but it's very meaningful, meaning they're going to have to go through their Tenebrella, their Nautilus, and their Pen. They have a lot of range on that team.
Oh, but Gaku came in with the blaster. I think they came from the ink reel there to get a double. And now they're just going to have to watch out for Clash with the Tri-Slosher here. They do get picked out even though they had the bubble up. Clash does have the Rainmaker again. There's 2 down on the side of Toban. And they're just going to have to get a little bit farther here, just past that tent. But it's going to be pretty hard from this position here. They need some more resources. But the only person with special has the Rainmaker here.
Looks like somebody's made their sandwiches because Clash ended up not getting smacked by the Trizuka. Call them Neo, but Gaku taking them out, ultimately getting a wipeout for Toman. But did you see Clash's movement? Just move their head as if they, nah, those Trizukas don't bug me. Clearly somebody made the avocado scrambled egg sandwich.
Clearly they did, and Gaku is completely controlling this game so far. They're getting a lot of picks from behind, and now Uprising just needs to get that Rainmaker, but it's in a very good stall spot for Toman here. They even picked it up again just so it's even harder, and there's 1 down, 2 down on the side of Uprising, but they do get the Rainmaker, so they just have to pop it quickly here if they want to get it and get control.
And it seems like they have a Rainmaker. Oh no, they got flanked.
I saw their health bar at literally like 0.1. They got picked out there barely before they could get to the right side there where nobody was. They would have had a second to breathe, but they were able to get past the onslaught of weapons because that stall spot is really good on this map here. And that first game goes to wait, I forgot. I'm completely blanking. Who was that?
It goes to Toman, I think.
Yes, you're right. I was waiting for it to go faster. It's Toman. They were able to, Gaku with that blaster is everywhere all at once. Like, you never know what to expect. Like, I don't know. They're playing like we saw previously Uprising's Carbon was basically playing, but on the sides a lot more, and like you can't be too careful when you have to watch the back. They have to have somebody in the back watching, and I think if they get somebody maybe like ChatGPT on that Nautilus, if they watch the back a lot more, that should be able to help them. But it's going to be Hagelfish Tower now, which has less flanks, so it shouldn't be as bad for Uprising here against Toman's blaster.
Yeah, you're completely right. And now we're going to go into the bread and butter of Splatoon competitive. Say it with me. Splat Zone on
Hagelfish.
You tried.
I attempted.
It's great. I like it. GG's.
GG's. We do see the exact same comp we just saw Uprising used last time they were on Hagelfish. Wait, it's not Splat Zones, it's Tower Control Hagelfish. There's actually there's a few trades here on either side. Uprising trying to get a bit of a push here. Porky is on the tower trying to keep the blaster back, but they're going to be caught out maybe, or they did get caught out. They barely were able to buy Gaku there. Anger trying to fight Clash, but Clash does get the pick on both of them. Clash getting a good double that does help them hold the mid at least a little bit here, even though they are pretty alone. They're trying to wait for their teammates here, Maku.
And they are playing pretty patiently, but Toman is just going for it. They are just leading a charge, going down. It's up to Uprising to stop their charge, and Crab Tank comes out here. But, oh, I heard some pieces drop from that, so... Oh! Trizuka coming out.
I think that was either, I don't know if that was a double or if that was another pick, but that was at least one pick from the Zuka, and now Toman has a chance to push here. They're already, I think, past the lead. They have gotten to the first checkpoint. Oh, that's a nice 10 umbrella tech there. I forgot about that. That's really cool to see it in the moment, especially directly from the POV. The Jet trying to stop Toman from holding too much space. There is a complete wipeout for Uprising as Gecko gets the last pick there on the pen.
Somebody clip that. He was just, Gecko was just going like, yeah, and just plunked him from the top row.
Yeah, I was about to say
awesome
from the
to
top
see. That was some cinematic type stuff. It was awesome.
Honestly, that looked like something you'd see in an Octoboy Flex Leon montage right there.
Where's Octoboy? We need Octoboy back. Let's clip over to them. Get them to make a montage. We got Anger. Come over here. Are we gonna Aura farm? We're gonna Aura farm here, Anger, because the Gecko didn't even need Flow Aura to Aura farm. SD going down.
Yeah, but now the Jet's coming out from Uprising, and it looks like they might be able to get the lead here. They're just 1 point off, and they got it. They have the lead. They have somebody in top right, but they do get picked out. It's going to be hard to keep the lead against that Blaster in the top right because of all that AoE. I mean, it's going to be hard to push any farther, is what I mean. In the tempting umbrella coming out on left, and there's 3 down on the side of Uprising. And now Toman has a chance to move up here, Maku.
This is Toman's shot to move up. Uprising having taken the lead by 11 points. And Inkjet's already in play. And we're going to see if Pen is susceptible to it. Pencil is or was at half. Me stumbling over my words. Oh, that was nearly a trade.
It was, and now Gecko with a carbon roller trying to just stop the tower here. They are able to get that pen there again. Bro, getting whacked on the head by that carbon roller over and over must hurt. I need some ibuprofen here. And Uprising is able to get the tower. They're able to stop. I need some ibuprofen. I have a headache. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That's what my brain went to there.
Yeah, that's all right. I was gonna say. I was gonna say, I agree with you, because so much is happening here. And I've got one ear on and one ear off with my headphones, so my ear kind of hurts anyway. Ow, ow, ow.
Yeah. And now there's only the carbon roller, but I have no idea where okay, they're right there. They're on the stairs. I was scared for Toman here.
On the stairs.
They're on
the stairs.
Yeah, they're right there.
Up the house.
But Porky is coming here with the flank with the 96. They are able to get a trade, and they're able to get a delayed wipe for the side of Uprising here. It's just a 1 point difference here. This is really close and really scary for both teams here. They're just going to have to play really good defense here, Uprising, so they can get their first game of the set.
Oh, 20 seconds left, and with a point in the lead, we're going to see if SD can do something. Are you cooking, SD? Are you winning, SD? Come, I don't know how to pronounce your name. Is it SD? Stay?
I think it's Este, maybe? I'm not 100% sure, but that they do get the control of the tower, and they're able to stop an overtime push from happening. And now it's 1-1. Uprising was able to get a game there. Uprising with that carbon roller there was able to stop a lot of pushes for sure, and they were able to just barely get a big enough push. Even with the blaster stopping them when they were trying from getting a big push, down to 44 was enough, just barely, and they were able to get that game there.
Look at that! Look at that though! Did you see that? Did you see that in the replay? Somebody clipped that. Somebody put that in a montage. Somebody just make Gecko a montage, just straight up for free. Just send it over to Gecko. Just go into their DMs and say, Gecko, that carbon roller is so scary. Here's a montage. I would make it myself, but I don't know how. It would probably be something cheesy like out of, oh man, the Hypercam 2 days. Oh no, I aged myself again. Fades away in the dust. The Hypercam 2 days.
Yeah.
You see the light?
And we're already back into this next set. That both teams are ready and raring to fight. And there doesn't seem to be many comps changes, but I do see that the side of, I think it was Uprising, they're keeping that nozzle nose when they didn't have it more than just 1 or 2 games in the last set. They're keeping it this time against Toman. It's definitely a specific choice they're making here, Maku.
Toman is now not in the lead anymore. So we've got Uprising here doing a good job at keeping them locked out. Crab Tank is in a great position, and they're keeping their lead here. It's not the time, but yeah, time. But like the points keep whittling away here, Droid.
Yeah, they did have a good push at first, but Toman was able to get a delayed wipe on them, and now there's Gaku with the blaster gets another pick on the carbon roller. That's good to get. It's good to get a pick on the carbon first, so you know they're not sharking anywhere. And Gaku is able to get a bubble. They're able to get the lead. They're down to 60 already, which means the map will become real on Mahi Mahi Resort now, Maku.
The map is real. We've got the water getting lower. I mean, the water has already gotten low, but water's gone. Uprising now has the zone, and it's up to them to defend it. But look at that 10 umbrella over there to the left. They are determining where the battle is, making a good disruption, and always watch your left side.
Yeah, for sure. And they're going to have to be careful of Gecko going to either side as fast as they can. They're going to be under those ledges, especially as they're about to get lead here. And Toman is going to have to wait a little bit longer before they can try to push back in here. And their Uprising is down to 30. They're going to have to make a move quickly. The 10 umbrella does have a special. They're ready to go in. They have the Zuka. They get a pick on the carbon. They're able to get them out of there. The splash is down. So they should be able to get the zone here as long as they don't get picked out by Porky and Clash here with the Gallon nozzle. But they are able to get the nozzle nose.
Ooh. That pinch, though. Are we going to go for another one? No, but Gaku is aura farming around here. And I was going to say, Glash was sharking, so I was going to say something along the lines of, and here we see a shark in their natural habitat. I interrupt.
No, it's okay. And now they... Oh, wow, that's a wipeout for the side of Toman there, Maku. What do you think they're going to have... Uprising is going to have to do to get in here? They have barely any time.
Just keep on locking them out, plugging them out, ledge peek like a Smash Bros, and now you got the lead. Just keep stalling them out. 10 seconds left or less, and I think that's going... No, it's not going to be game. That was a clutch.
They were trying to stop you from even finishing your sentence there. You couldn't even finish your commentator's curse yet. And now...
No, I couldn't. I couldn't. I wasn't done with the incantation yet.
Exactly. You didn't even get to finish the spell. And now... honestly, that was a really good cap for the side of Uprising here. But now the penalty is going down for Toman, but 2 do go down in addition to that penalty. And they're just trying to hold zone as much as they can, trying to stop that crab, but the crab is in mid. Porky's in mid. They're trying to paint the zone as much as they can. They're able to get the blaster away, but 2 do go down. 3 go down on the side of Uprising, and that is a wipe, so that it will be a KO for a complete knockout for Toman there.
Nice work on both teams. Toman was able to keep the zone. That was a real clutch. That was just commentator's curse for them, because Uprising could have had it, but with a few picks here and there, I saw the ledge peeking blaster go down, and that was part of the reason why they lost the zone. Not their fault, of course, but there's a risk that comes to ledge peeking like it's Smash Bros. Like that. Because if folks know where you are, then you end up getting picked off. And, what? else happened here? We've got Crab Tank that didn't really do a whole ton in this replay, and they get wiped out. Okay. So I take that back. Blaster going down didn't really help, but it wasn't the sole reason. Okay, so I'm the problem. It was a wipeout.
Yeah, that was just a complete wipeout. Multiple wipeouts on this, in the favor of Toman there. They were making sure to clear out. When they got those picks, they made sure to not let them jump out before getting more picks here. And now they're one game away from going back to Grand Finals, which would be a rematch against Blanks.
Going against Blanks again. I wonder which two teams are going to end up fighting against Blanks.
Yeah, and Clams, the next game we're going to be doing is going to be on Scorch Clams. This is going to... I think this will actually be a less scary map for both teams because it's kind of a slower Clams map. As Clams maps go, there's not as many. Most of them are really fast, especially the ones that are on map lists most commonly. But Scorch shouldn't be too fast, and it should be easier to stop pushes here for both teams. But the Tent Umbrella and Carbon, and also that Blaster, they're just gonna... You have to watch both these teams have so many players where you have to watch them very closely because there are a lot of playmakers here. Like every player on both sides both sides are such playmakers, and they're able to just... Sometimes one player will just get a complete triple, and that will lead their team into a big push. And it could be any player. It's generally coming from so many players at once here. It's really great to see.
See, indeed, and there's three teams that have had me on edge all game, all tournament. It's been Toman, Uprising, and Blanks. Now, of course, there was France. Or France. I don't know how to pronounce it, but I was really impressed with them too. I still am. I've got a place in my heart for y'all, especially because I got a goat on that team. But, but if I had to choose three, like if I had to choose a whole, what's the word? What's the word I want to use? Trifecta? Or like a rivalry, like a three-way rivalry here? Yeah. It's these three. It's Uprising, Toman, and Blank Z. I feel like their storylines are intertwined, even if they haven't been before. They are now. And I want to see how it goes from here. Figure out the Wordle, Jorian, no!
Jorian failing at the Wordle as per usual. I'm kidding.
No!
I mean...
No!
I'm salty because I wanted to gif at it if they won it, but they failed. I'm a little salty, but...
Gecko, get your card more. Come up here in the commentator booth.
They're trying to erase me.
They're trying to silence you. Silence Splash. Wait, what are your pronouns? I'm so sorry. Let me check before I start going failing. Okay.
Oh, I'm any pronouns. I'm any all.
Get them. This GIF is amazing.
Yay!
I was there. I'm just a little bit off screen over to the left, but
you
can't see me. I was there for that. I saw that in person. That was from Anarchy Nova 2 when my friend Topic won a bet during Grands.
Yeah.
It was Dairy Queen Ice Cream Check who won. I think they named it because somebody dropped their Dairy Queen ice cream outside. I don't know who it was. I don't know if it was a land goer or some random person who dropped their ice cream, but for some reason they call it Dairy Queen Ice Cream Check. And I think in one of the photos they had everybody pointing at it.
Yeah.
Just a little puddle of melted ice cream. I
so
saw
funny.
it before, and I saw that. I walked past it before, and I didn't know what the context was, but I guess they did. It was funny.
I guess they were betting about why the ice cream was there.
No, they were betting on who would win the grand finals.
Oh, I thought it had to do with the ice cream. I was confused. That's
That would have
funny.
been funny too, though. That would have been funny too. So, and it was actually, I think it was Nell who recorded. There's a whole video out there. And Nell recorded a video of the whole interaction. You can hear me laughing in it from just on the side.
And it looks like we're getting into the not the final game here, but the fourth game, which could be a match point for the side of Toman here. But there's still a really big chance for Uprising because it's still been a close set so far, even with some complete wipeout games. It seems like there's still room for Uprising to get a chance here, Maku.
Indeed. You were so right about that. And I do apologize for being a little distracted. There is... off the dial server just got hacked, but there's some bot in there. Never click on links, y'all. Toman, let's see here. ChatGPT going down, finally. That AI bubble is bursting. For now, at least. Clash out here on the Clause 96, I think it is. And we've got a nice Tenebro out here. Nice defense.
For sure.
Bazooka.
I saw Gecko trying to get that cheeky shark there, but they were found out. Oh, but there are three down on the side of Uprising.
Yeah, you're right. And we've got a claim economy for Uprising. Uprising does not have the paint economy though.
Yeah, it's still just back and forth. 2v2 kind of 1v1 back and forth. ChatGPT tried to win these 1v1s and they are, but now when they get approached by 3 at once, they have to jump out. Toman is trying to hold their left side, trying to get in here. Gaku with the blaster does get caught out by the hammer. Clash does get that in there with the nozzle nose there. They're trying to just inch forward. Gecko with the carbon roller does get stopped by the tent, but they do get a trade, and as they're distracted, SA does get a double and the triple. SA is able to get a really good push there, Maku.
But it's still early in the game, so Toman can still form a pretty good defense. They just have to do that, and yup, here it is. Here's the defense. Here it is. That clam getting canceled. Este getting wiped out. I knew it was gonna happen. It was a flood. The dam has been broken.
Yeah, for sure. They're already down to 33. Wait, what?
Floodwaters have come. Sorry.
Yep. And they're already down to 33 with 33 penalty also. But now Toman is making a good push all the way down to 62. They have control. They got it too. They just have to watch out for Gecko with the carbon roller here, who is able to get the blaster. But they can't really go in without much paint with their teammates. They're gonna have to wait a bit. And Toman is able to get this push a little farther, and they have a super clam, I think, trying to jump in, and they do get it in, so they're tied exactly for 33 with no more economy. They need the economy. The economy is in shambles because of ChatGPT, but no, they brought it back somehow. They used a bunch of water there, Maku.
There's no water on this map. Clearly, the only thing I could think of is that they had water in their backpack. Like, maybe there's some water mixed in their ink somewhere. That was wild to see. I knew. Now, Gaku's going down. I knew Toman had the capability to defend. I just was wondering where they were, and there they were. There's the floodwaters coming out. But now we're seeing Uprising. How will they respawn?
Yeah, Uprising, they're here. They do seem to be doing that on the left here. They're able to get... but they do get picked out by... the carbon does get picked out. The splash gets picked out. And now Toman is taking space again with the tent umbrella here. They almost have enough clams. Oh, that was a nice direct
That was
reaction.
amazing.
Direct there from Gaku there, Maku.
That direct was just out of nowhere and point blank as well, just in the face too, as if to say, "You're not going any farther here." I was gonna do like a cowboy accent, but actually no, it's the desert. I'm doing it anyway.
Oh!
Town ain't big enough for the two of us.
It surely isn't, as Toman gets the full KO all the way. And that will bring them to 3-1. They take the losers bracket finals and they're gonna get that rematch versus Blanks in a little bit here. That was a really
teams.
yeah, GG's to both teams. Those are a lot closer of a match than the last one for sure. They were able to keep a lot of control there, but they Uprising couldn't really stop those pushes. They did get a really good first big push here. They got all the way to 33, which solidified. They almost got that super clam in. They almost had it even smaller in that first push, but Toman was able to keep doing multiple pushes at once. I think that was like 3 or 4 pushes overall to be able to get the KO there, Maku.
Uprising had a very strong beginning too. It's just that Toman just had the momentum. Toman knows how to make your team stop dead in their tracks, and her momentum is hard to stop. That's why I was saying it. I don't know if it was this set or last set when I was calling it immovable object versus unstoppable force.
Yeah, honestly.
I mean, Uprising had momentum too, but it seems like they couldn't really get the gas pedal to the metal.
They could not. Yeah, but now we almost have a full lobby for the Blanks versus Toman set, but this is a rematch of the last set, which was really, really close. It was a 2-3 in the favor of Blanks previously. So I would not be surprised if this goes to a we could see a 10 game bracket reset here, Maku. I don't know. I'm a little scared here. It could go that well. We'll have to see.
We could definitely see a bracket reset just because Toman, they have momentum, but Blanks has, like I keep saying, they move like a unit. But Blanks does have a couple of weaknesses. At least one weakness I can think about. They do like to separate sometimes. Toman does rely on you being clustered, which should be a strength here. But if you're also separate in comms or ideas, then it's not going to fare too well. However, it's Clan Blitz. This is their map. This is hometown advantage, right? Bowl of Ramen says Blanks is going to cheese the absolute mess out of this map. I promise y'all. Y'all better have your bowls of ramen ready. I better be able to collect them. Bowls of ramen. Say that this is going to be a cheese match.
I will not take that bet because I agree with you here, especially on museum clams. Like, especially with that block and the sharking from the sides, there's going to be some cheesy pushes for sure. And there's already one down on the side of Blanks, and that's another down with Gaku with the blaster there, and Toman is trying to get all the way up here. They have the knot, they have the blaster with their bubble, they're able to get their edit, but a bubble from the junior does stop them, and that's 2 down on the side of Toman, so that early push does get stopped before they get to the basket there, Maku.
It does, and we're seeing 1 down on the side of Toman with a special online, and they have a clam ready to go with their Nautilus. And they're pushing in together, but Blanks does require you to also... Oh, wait a minute, we're seeing Toman with the clam, but just because your basket's up does not mean Blanks can't try to cheese, and I feel like there's going to be cheese on this burger here. Ooh, multi going down.
Oh. But Gaku is able to get a pick on I forget who that was, but now they're getting another trade, and it's just trades in the mid here. They were able to stop Blanks from getting a quick push there, but now Benji with the blaster is able to get a pick. They do get traded out. So many trades here, and they're trying to take the right side here, but they were a little alone, so they jumped out. Tomon does have a bubble in mid. They have control. They have the Zuka. They're trying to get some more control here so they can get a bigger push than 80, because 80 is not going to be enough for a push against these two teams, especially with the cheese from Blanks. As we see, they jumped 2 super claims. I didn't even see them behind. Who was that? Multi with the duelies with the crab every single time. Give your ramen bowls to Maku right now, because there's already 51. They're already to 51. That was an amazing push. Dude, how? I didn't even see them. I genuinely saw no usernames there. They must have been there for so long. I don't know.
I had better, guys. I had better see lots of meat in those ramen bowls. Okay, lamb. I better be seeing beef. I better be seeing pork. Everything, the whole shebang, the whole 9 yards. Because I knew it. My goats are out here cheesing the match. Look at Hamna here. Hamna's in a good position. I'm way too close to the mic. I'm gonna fall over my laptop.
That's so real. Sometimes it gets hype and you just completely, yeah. But now, Tomon is trying to be a little more safe here. They're watching their flanks a lot more. Like they knew from last set, but it's so tough. Even when you're watching for it, it could happen anyways. That's the way that Splatoon works with the sharking with the AP. You can never really be 100% sure, because you can't just get every splotch of ink. That would take too much time to get every single one.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Who's checking every little splotch of ink? Which makes sharking so unfair if you have a carbon roller. But I'm not seeing any carbon rollers in this match at all. But
yeah.
Look at this. I think they're scheming. They're scheming. No! They're scheming! They did it again!
They were able to break the barrier!
Look, they're holding jumps over there! They're holding jumps! Multis might go for that! Look at this! They're gonna do it again! They're gonna do it again, I think! No, wait, I thought I saw somebody jump. Wait, Hobnut! Hobnut might go!
I feel so bad for Tomon there, because they had so much hope. They had a good push going there. They had the 10 and like 2 super clams, but the jump from behind again. Every single time Blanks is trying to get that in there. They are able to get a super clam in though, and it's one down on each side. Gaku has some clams here. They're trying to keep that space. They're able to take that spot, that's like the spot that Blanks always wants to have, but they do get picked out even with the bubble. But they do get a super clam jump in. Oh, they barely miss it. They didn't get the same thing that Blanks did.
Oh, they tried to cheese it too, but they were out-cheesed by Yoshi out here on the 96. Hold on, let me see. What weapon are they using? They are on a shooter of some kind. I couldn't see the arrow.
The junior, yeah.
They're on the junior. I was gonna say 96 Scal, but Gaku saves the clam, revives it, resuscitates it, so you love to see it.
But
this is a close lead, though.
Yeah, I was about to say that. Yeah, it's such a close lead. They're, oh my god.
Wait, they're scheming.
Oh my god. They're all the way back. They got all the way there. They have more clams there. They just need a few more clams, and they just throw one in for the overall, for the overtime.
Literally sitting up there, just hold on. Just literally sitting up there, swinging their legs, be like this, be like, you're looking for this? Throws it in.
Yeah, every time, dude. I didn't see, like, all 3 times, was it 3 or 4? I don't remember, but all 3 or 4 times that Blanks was sneaking somebody in there, I think it was all multi every time, and I never saw it. I never saw them there, because with the camera, we don't see them that far behind. So once they're already there, we don't even know. We get surprised just as much as the players on the unfortunate players on the other team. And yeah, that was just likely going to go to Blanks, and they were able to get that that whole push all the way down to like I think it was 10 because of that final clam. But yeah, that first game goes to Blanks.
I'm still But I'm still reeling from that. I told you. Didn't I tell you? Didn't I tell everybody? Blank Z is they like the cheese. See, that's why. That's why they're here in grand finals. Okay, so I want to see all of you take your notepads out, right? Because this is why I like to use brush. You can formulate the most intelligent comp, the most perfect chemistry of all time, right?
Yeah.
But you cannot top. I mean, you can, but 9 times out of 10, you cannot top putting the cheese on the burger.
The cheese on the burger, you're right.
When you got cheese,
it's so
you got
hard
rat.
to adapt to that, yeah.
When you have a rat problem, when you've got rat strat, doesn't matter if you're using sploosh. I better see some sort of flag of any country like behind my back right now. Just anyone that you'll want. I'm not trying to whatever. Just American flag behind back trope. It doesn't matter if you've got sploosh. It doesn't matter if you got brush, splash, carbon. If you've got rats, you got cheese, and you can't top putting the cheese on the burger.
You cannot.
Right now we're gonna get into it.
Yeah, we're gonna get right back into it. I see that ChatGPT is on the 52 for the first time I've seen so far in this tournament. They're going to try to. I guess that's gonna be good against flanks from multi already on the flank against the pen here. They're trying to get a pick. They are able to with Yushi Forever on able to bubble the zone, and they have the zone here. They have control. But one does go down on the side of Toman, one on Blanks. It's kind of trades back and forth here while the zone is going back and forth here, Maku.
It really is. It's like a game of tug of war between two teams. They are evenly matched, but Blank Z does have the size disadvantage, which does prompt Toman to try to go for that lockout here, taking the lead while they're at it.
Yeah, for sure. And ChatGPT trying to just, with that 52, trying to distract as much as they can for as long as they can. And they keep jumping out. They keep jumping back to their 10 umbrella over and over. That's such an annoying strategy to have to fight for the side of Blanks. And Toman still has the lead. They still have the zone. They're able to get all the way down to 41. That's a good first push. But now, Blanks has control of the map here, Maku.
I saw those ink mines in zone. Ink mine zone cheese is annoying, so it's great that Toman is cheesing for cheesing them. You know, it's cheese for cheese. But how is Blank Z gonna cheese this? I mean, I guess they could use Splashdown, Benny going down too, and they just have to hold it a little bit longer if they want to keep zone.
Yeah, and but Toman is able to grab the zone again with a splat and the splashdowns from Gaku there. And now they have the control, they have their pen on the top mid. They're just gonna have to be very careful of any dually flanks as we see, or blaster flanks. We see Benji flanking on the left there, and Hamna able to get a pick. I think I just saw Benji get a flank on the pen there, and that's zone for Blanks, and they're able to pick out everyone one by one there, Maku.
Hamna's aura farming. Hamna's aura farming. My goat is aura farming. Everybody has had a chance to aura farm today in this whole tournament, and I'm so glad to see it. Thank you, Splatoon devs. And we're about to do the lead switch.
Yeah, I love to see the aura farm with the edit because they are running back and forth so fast. They're zooming. But Gaku with the splashdown and the pen, they're able to get the zone. They're able to stop it at 27. Toman trying to get control here. They were able to get 2 down. They're trying to pay it up, get Hobna out of there, but you can't really fight against that with the 10 as much as 2 go down on the side of Toman. 2 go down on the side of Flakes though, so Toman does still have control here. They're watching the bubble, but they do get picked out by the dually in the bubble, and the dually trades for the pen. So that is control for Blanks now, Maku.
Yep, in control of the match. They're just doing it, but we might be seeing a pinch. We might be seeing some pinching, and Yushi goes down, even though they still have zone, even though there's time left for Toman to do it. Blanks is getting put on the back foot here.
Yeah, and now they're being locked out pretty hard here. They're going to have to use a flag. Benji is able to jump out before dying. There's a bubble in zone for the side of Blanks. Blanks, they do get a trade with the edit, but they do get picked out by the blaster Benji. They're trying to get control here, but they can't, and they might be able to get the lead here. The paint is on the zone for both sides here. Both sides are trying desperately to grab the zone to go down on the side of Blanks, but they were able to grab the zone barely, which stopped Toman from getting the lead.
Blanks has had size disadvantage for far too long, and even just a few seconds is too long when you have a team like Toman looking for every opportunity to try to lock you out. Call them the jail wardens because they're trying to put you away. Don't let them do that. Don't let them put you up and away somewhere. Not in your face. But they've taken the lead. But 27 seconds left. There's enough time to clutch it. There's enough time. You have time. Don't rush it. Don't rush it.
For sure.
You might be seeing it. Don't rush it. Don't rush it. Don't rush it. Don't rush it.
They do have that lead. They're
first.
able to KO all the way down, and yeah, wow. They were able to just do a really good lockout there. So now it's 1-1. That was a really good game for Toman. It was so close, but they were able to. That was definitely a better map mode, and they were able to take control of advantage of that for using the pencil with Rio there. They were able to have a lot of control there as long as they watched to those flanks, which they mostly did. It's pretty tough to do that against both Benji and I think it was and their dualies there, multi on their dualies, but they were able to watch those flanks enough for Rio to survive long enough to hold that mid as much as possible till they got the KO there.
Indeed, that was a really intense fight as well. Sorry, I got a little bit distracted, but they were pretty even in terms of skill. But it seems as though Blanks couldn't find much opportunity to cheese. I wonder how you would even cheese that map. I mean, maybe a Super Jump Splashdown. Splatoon 2 type stuff.
Maybe. I mean, we already saw a crazy Super Jump Splashdown earlier with the tower control on Inkblot, so you never know. But now we're going to be, so Tower, Hagglefish, they're back to Hagglefish. It's always, I think Haggle has been forcing these teams to play differently than they do in all the other maps because it's more of a straightforward map compared to the other ones which have large sides on either side. So there's not as much flanks and more just having like force fights and win fights, which is good for the side of Toman. So they do have a chance to get the advantage here, and it seems we're going into the game right away here. Let's see how many comp changes we see here. What do you think, Maku?
I'm not seeing any yet.
Oh!
Hubna? Wait, what?
Is
Hubna taking a Hydra?
I have not seen a Hydra Splatling in so long, at least not in the grand finals of a tournament, but here we are with Hamna. I can see it working on the tent here, though, like, especially to destroy, on the tent to destroy tent, even.
Doesn't shock me either. Hamna is great with using all sorts of Splatlings, getting that wipe out, free blood. They're cheesing it. Get the Colby Jack cheese, put it on the burgers right now. Hand me your bowls of ramen.
Yeah, and they're already past the first checkpoint. They're already down to 45. They have two bubbles. They have two bubbles, and they had to place both at once. I don't know how they were both overlapped. I thought that can't happen. Oh, wait, no, they can if they're on the same team. I forgot. But they do get picked 3 down, and but that's a really good first push for the side of Legs. That's scary.
That was immaculate first push. They were showing all of their power here. This is a map and mode that forces y'all on equal ground. And looky here, we've got not brush, I wish it was a brush here, but pencils on tower avoiding getting shot down. And I'm wondering, okay, I see somebody fighting tower, one goes down.
Yeah, and
Ooh, they
Toman
might
is
take lead.
so far up this time. They're almost to the lead. They're not going to be stopped. Oh wait, they do get stopped barely. And they're 1 point off from the lead. I think Yushi was able to stop them with the junior there because they were able to stop the jump. And Blake's has control again, but that was really close, right, Maku?
It really was. Tomon really doesn't play around either. These teams, you could tell me that they've.
Oh,
Honestly, how much you want to bet? Not like in terms of money, but I mean like in terms of here's my country accent. How much you want to bet in ramen that they're scrim partners just to get it out?
maybe. I'm not sure because these teams, at first they didn't seem to know how to play against each other very well, but now the sets are so close in a different way than not knowing. Now they do know, so it's even harder. But Toman is taking control. They're trying to get back to that last checkpoint so they can grab the lead here. And they have that 52 on the stairs there is very scary, right, Maku?
Extremely scary. I'm not even on the battlefield and I'm clutching my ink brush like my life depends on it. Just pressing ZR and I don't even have a switch in my hands. Already we're seeing Yushi on tower getting a cooler. All coolered up here and they're keeping the lead by 1 point. Anger going down. Benny is on the pro! Taco going down too!
Yeah, Benny was able to get a lot of picks there. They have the aura. They are aura farming with cooler. Also, their cooler did just run out, but Blake's might have the chance to push an even farther push here. They have the splashdown. They're gonna have bubbles soon, but the junior does get picked off. I'm expecting the splashdown. Oh, they do get picked off too. So they get stopped before they use their specials there, so they can't really make much of a bigger push here.
That push is not going to be all that big, but we got map control for blanks, and we've got somebody from behind on the tower. Pencil is dominating the game right now.
What?
And it's good to see if... Wait a minute. What is this? We've got a fight on tower.
I saw Hobna in the background with a flanking Hydra that got at least 1 pick before trading out. That was very surprising. But now Toman has control. They're almost able to get to back to the checkpoint, but their pen does go down. Splashdowns come out. There's too many specials to have to fight against. They're gonna have to wait till they have a bit more resources. But I think that's some aura farming. I heard aura farming for someone. I don't see.
I did too. What do you mean I missed my goat Hobna flanking with the Hydra? I've never seen a flanking Hydra before.
Yeah, that's not something you see every day. But now, Toman trying to get control. They have a good pick on the junior, so they won't have that bubble so fast. But Multi does come in here with the zap. They do get a pick. And now there's 3 out on the side of Toman, so they only have 20 seconds to get back to mid to have control for a final push. But Flakes has so much control here, especially with the Hobna on that Hydra. They can't really... That's literally the immovable object that you were talking about from before.
It really is, and with map control going to Toman, all Blanksy has to do is just GG camp the tower. That's all they need to do, and that's what they did. That's the game for Blanks.
Yeah, that's a second game for Blanks. They had a really good defense there. Like, they did get picked out a bit to, like, the push did almost get the lead for the side of Toman, but the Hydra and everybody was able to stop them enough to, like, control that mid. There was a lot of mid fights, but there were also a lot of pushes that just got stopped short before getting the checkpoint from both sides, because both teams just have really good defense via their the Tent Umbrella and 52, and also the Hobna's Hydra and the Blaster on their side too. Like, it was such a lockout favored map and mode. Makes sense that they couldn't really get much farther than, like, exactly the same point.
Yeah, it does make sense. And I'm just gonna say, I know exactly who's gonna get pop, and I don't know exactly, actually. I have a good guess. I have a good idea of who's gonna get the pop or Rainmaker. This is not me glazing. This is not me memeing. Okay, y'all. This isn't glazing. Put down the ramen bowls for a second. This isn't me glazing. I saw Hamna back last match. No, can't keep on the man out of my mouth. Hear me out. Hear me out, y'all. They have the object shredder. They've got Hydra. Blanks has the most DPS. Calling it now. They're gonna get popped. But if Tamon gets it, that also will not shock me.
Yeah, I think it's just whoever wants it will get it, really, because it's very common where some teams will not want to go for pop and will just go for pick around. So I think whoever wants it will get it, but pop does lead to some good pain, especially on Humpback Rainmaker. It could lead to a really fast push. I'm expecting to see a really fast push from Blanks, but could be from Tomon. Either way, like, I think after one pick happens in the mid fight at the beginning, there's gonna be a push to checkpoint instantly for either team. I don't know which, but I think that's gonna happen for sure.
A few plates of sushi says that somebody's going to pull a Riptide and go up to you remember, have you seen that Riptide? Somebody went up to like one of the platforms where nobody else could get them and just held on to the Rainmaker at the end.
Yeah, I remember the chant there too. That was pretty crazy. I wasn't there, but I saw that clip. That clip went crazy on social media. But now they're bringing back the sploosh for Blanks. That's always scary. That's always scary to see.
Yeah, that is scary to see. I'm just still laughing at that. Poor team, Moonlight. I almost called them Midnight for a second. Had that happen to them, so it can happen in all skill ranges. But that's why I call it Riptide Strat, and I can't remember who went for pop. Was it Blanks that went for pop? I was too distracted with the memes.
I'm not so sure, but Blanks was able to almost get a checkpoint there, but and they're trying to control mid. They are able to hold on to it. Benji does get a pick. They get another pick on Anger with that tent umbrella. Gaku trying to get around. They're trying to get a flank on Benji's blaster here, but they do get picked out. And now Yushi Forever with the sploosh trying to just cause some chaos. Be a rat, able to get a pick, able to almost get the tent. Almost, they do trade out with the Maku.
Nice, and it was Blank Z because I'm looking at the score right now. Blank Z should have gotten the pop before, and that's the only reason why I could explain why they could just take the Rainmaker and run like that. But here we've got, speaking of running, they tried to take it for themselves, and yeah, look at how fast they popped compared to Tomon. Blank Z definitely had that pop first in the beginning. I know I was face down and so what we doing, Yushi? What we doing? We're going over here. Let's go.
That's the thing about sploosh, since it's such a lightweight. It's, even when it grabs a Rainmaker, it can go really quick. They have the checkpoint. They're trying to get in here, trying to threaten space, but the Rainmaker and Zuka does stop Blanks from getting much farther right now. The Rainmaker gets picked off, which means they won't have cooler for a bit. And Tomon is just trying to get some control, get them out of the left side. And that Rainmaker is in a very precarious situation. The hammer comes out and destroys its head, though. I'm a little scared for Tomon here. Oh, they do dodge it, though.
Nobody gets caught up in that pop, but we've got size disadvantage for Tomon as Hamna pops the Rainmaker with them. They didn't pop it by themselves, but yeah. So, yeah. I see what's going on here. They're stalling it out over there. I see what's going on. And even if it's not intentional. Yeah,
honestly. It's so hard. Like, with those specials, there's so much defensive capabilities on both teams, especially with the Hydra Havna on the side of Blanks now. Instead of just being super aggressive, they also are super defensive, which was definitely a certain play they made because of who they're fighting against here with Tomon. And Tomon is trying to make a push here for the checkpoint. This Sploosh is gonna try to get in here on the Rainmaker. They do get the pick there, barely through the other team's bubble there, Maku.
That was just a miracle pick right there because that bubble should have protected them. Gaku's out here sharking, putting down some sort of ink sensor or paint sensor or something I don't really like sensor. I walk through them and I'm like, I go from a rat to not a rat anymore.
Yeah,
Unless I
and
want to skirmish, so I'm still a rat. Oh, what are you? They were trying to hold it up there. They were trying to hold it up there. That's funny.
We're trying to hold it up there. They might be. Are they? I think they're stalling it there. Okay, but Tobon was able to pop it, so they can't really stall it there much longer. But Tobon does get all the way there with the Rainmaker, but they don't have checkpoint. They don't have checkpoint, so that was a good stall spot for the side of Blinks. That is very annoying. And they still can't even get it. I've never seen or thought about that before. That's crazy. But they're still able to get the checkpoint. They only have to go little points, but Blinks always finds a way to cheese, no matter what.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, you're right. Get the Colby Jack. Get the Colby Jack. Put it on the burger. Get the tomato. Get the lettuce. Get some bacon. Ooh, we're going down here.
Yeah, and now Blanks only has a few seconds to get the lead with the Rainmaker. What? They got Tobon barely got the lead because they only need a little bit past the checkpoint. They were able to do it. Yeah, they're gonna have to get past these Zukas and stuff now. They do. They get the lead now, and it's gonna be really tough for Tobon to get another push here, especially with Blanks and such. See, we already see Benny with the blaster instantly flanking for the Rainmaker. They're ready for it. They're almost able to get the pick. They do get picked out by the other blaster. ChatGPT barely able to hold it. What do you see, Maku?
Hey, patiently, we got Hamna out here. Oh, Hamna, don't get distracted. What are we gonna do?
Yeah, and
what are we doing, Tomon?
Tomon barely able to, but no, they get picked out.
Put that burger. Give me your ramen. Give me your sushi. Give me that burger. All the food.
That's crazy. It wasn't even the cheese that won them the game. It was actually the cheese almost made Blanks lose the game, to be honest, because it actually didn't work as well as they wanted to. It was still a really good stall for a bit, but they were able to just get that push in. When they needed the push, they just got it. They're like, okay, we only have a few seconds to do it. Okay, fine, bet. They have 10 seconds, and they just got the lead there, and they are able to take that. They're able to take that best of 5, and now it is 3-1, and that's a win for Blanks, right?
I'm just gonna say this. With the burger in between. With the patty in between the buns. It's a burger. Put the cheese on it. It's Blank Z. Blank Z are your Paddling Pool 356 champion. It's over. It's game. It's game for Blank Z. Oh my god. That's it.
Yeah.
That's a game.
And that's at least 2 tournament wins for Blanks within 1 week. They also won the Flutie Division S earlier this week on Saturday, I believe. So that's pretty crazy. They're on a really good run right now for sure. Blanks is a very strong team, but Tomon put up a good fight. Those were some really close. I think those games were a lot closer than the last time they fought, even, because it was already pretty close, but it was crazy. Yeah.
You really were. I know I glazed Blank Z a lot, but I want everyone to know that I think everybody did amazing in this tournament. Whether I glazed y'all personally or not, I think everyone fought their hearts out, and I love seeing it, and I'm so happy I've had the privilege to sit in the commentator booth for the whole tournament and have a front row seat to all of the action. GG's to everybody in Paddling Pool 356. And congratulations, Blank Z, for taking another tournament win. Enjoy it. And everybody, you know what? Everybody, you all get ramen. Keep your ramen for yourselves. It's fine. Keep your sushi. Keep your ramen. Burgers. y'all deserve to celebrate your efforts, whether you lost grand finals or you lost in the beginning. I just want to say, y'all are my goats. GG's.
GG's. Those were some amazing sets for sure. I think we're gonna have to get going here, but those were some great grand finals. Maku, where can they find you before we leave here?
Everybody can find me at mokudraws1020.bsky.social. And, wow, okay, customer service voice. After I've been, memeing this whole time, just customer service voice. Be like, hi, you can find me here. What about you, Joy?
You can find me at Splatroid.bluesky and at Splatroid on most social medias. And yeah, that's about it. Now, congratulations again, Blanks, for the win of Paddling Fool 356. 356 is a funny number. That's a good one to win. Good, even, nice number.
If we go up to 367, we're going to start seeing the memes.
All right, good job commentating the whole time, Moku. Let's get out of here. Thank you for having us.